I'm done. I'm done in life. And it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault.
Done. Yeah, go kick rocks.
I had my hands full, baby, minding my own reign. Still they point that finger and put it on my name. We could be miles away now, ain't that a shame? Don't come tell me different, I done heard this line. Same old blame keep coming every single time. And it all Jermaine's fault, it's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done, I'm done. And it all Jermaine's fault, it's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done, I'm done. We get the blame all the time, 1,000 miles away. Still our fault by the end of the day. You can spill your trouble on another floor, but somehow I'm the one they come pointing to the door. Don't matter what you done now, that don't change the score. Don't worry about the facts, child, they ain't listening right. Once that name gets spoken, they gon' call it night. And it all Jermaine's fault, it's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done, I'm done. And it all Jermaine's fault, it's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done, I'm done. We get the blame all the time, 1,000 miles away. Still our fault by the end of the day. If the sky fall down on a table, if the dishes hit the floor, they'll look up at my doorway like I brought that storm before. But I got a backbone, honey, and I got no more. And it all Jermaine's fault, it's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done, I'm done. And it all Jermaine's fault, it's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done, I'm done. We get the blame all the time, 1,000 miles away. Still our fault by the end of the day. Don't worry, don't worry, I know what you done, but somehow, some way, it's still Jermaine.
What's going on, everybody? AB Media 83 here, and welcome to Colosseum Night. And I hope y'all like that little tune I made. And let's face it,
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
it's always Jermaine's fault. No matter what day it is, no matter if we're even there, it's always Jermaine's fault. And it's a fact of life. But times are changing and feminism has failed, so now's the best time to go SYSBM. In other words, save yourself, black man. You don't have to put up with this bullshit. We've been dealing with the feminist way for 60 years, and the country's in the crap hole. So save yourself, black man. You don't have to put up with it anymore. And just give me 1 second here. You brothers can come up now and say your piece on my little song here. It's always Jermaine's fault. It is always Jermaine's fault. But, what else is new? What else is new? Couple brothers are doing all right. Unfortunately, the Iran war is back on, but not really surprised. You're supposed to have a peace deal last week. Now they're back at it, trading blows again. Oh, well. There he is. Don't nobody say shit.
Howdy, what's good?
Oh, what's good? What'd you think?
Man, say, fire song, but look, I got some constructive criticism.
Okay.
I told you a while back in front of the master educator and everybody. Look here. Y'all play too much. I'm done with life. And it's all BGS's fault. It's always BGS's fault.
Wait. Actually,
hey, no. We placing the motherfucking blame in the prize to where it goes to 110%. From here on out, you gonna have to change that shit. Y'all all, because who started this shit? He did. He started this shit. He needs to change that shit to it's all BGS's fault. It's always BGS's fault. I'm done. I don't care what nobody say.
But AL, here, hold on, wait, AL though. For real though.
Yeah.
I actually got you covered.
We are done. We're butthurt in life. And it's all BGS's fault. It always BGS's fault. You're wrong, Daddy. You're wrong, Daddy. You're wrong, Daddy.
Hey, that was great, but you missing one thing. It should have been at the end of it. Now go to bed, old nigga. Go to bed, old nigga. See, you gotta put that in there. See, everything for all the motherfuckers who can't love them, but they despise them and they won't admit it. See, it's years later, and Angry Man still acting like he didn't say, "Go to bed, old nigga," but that's what he said. So that need to be a part of the fucking punchline intro for the greatest master educator on earth. These are nothing but compliments, because every time they try to hit him with that shit, they can't defeat him. That's why I say you need to fix the one next week and put that one at the end. Go to bed, old nigga.
Oh man, what's going on, Snowman?
Oh, what's going on, man?
Okay, let's go to sports for a minute. At this point, it's not even dropping the bag. It's literally dropping the bag over the Pacific Ocean and letting the bag get lost in the Pacific Ocean.
You know what? I quit.
I wish I could say it was. It's bad when right wingers, not leftists, right wingers, come out and said that she needs to join Ice Cube's league and get her money.
I
Who
never,
the fuck we talking about? First, who the fuck are we talking about?
Caitlin Clark.
I never thought I'd see the day where for 3 consecutive games covering this team, I'd walk away. But after the bullshit that I've seen,
And she should have got more than one game for that. That was foul.
she should have been gone for the season. I don't care what anybody says. Call me a homer, call me a defender of Caitlin Clark, call me whatever the hell you want. But you do not lock your elbow going after a
Let me finish.
ball.
Go ahead.
I can't watch. I'm going to give myself until their next game on July 5th to see if I get the feeling back.
Okay.
But they won big tonight. Okay, they won big tonight.
Who they play?
Los Angeles.
Oh, I'm sure that's going to go well. They beat a big market. Oops.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that's going to go over well.
Matter of fact, let me see if I can get the final score up here. The other reason I didn't do the game tonight is I'm changing my setup because I got my desktop, at least for now, to 111.87 the final.
That's not good.
Mm-hmm.
Can somebody say beat down?
Yeah.
Yep. And the Mercury coach ripped the league and defended Alyssa Thomas.
Oh,
Here's what really pissed me off.
Unfortunately, I think it's coming to what BGS always said. It's not about money. It's about
it's about drama and clothes with this league. The people, the Nate Tibbetts, who is the Mercury head coach, said, quote, "The one thing she is not is cheap." Oh no. With what I've seen this year, like I said, I'm giving myself till July 5th, their next game, to see if I get the feeling back. But I'm on strike at the moment. I can't cover a league where they are so badly mistreating their star player. She didn't play tonight because of a back injury, because of what happened Wednesday night.
Damn.
They have been actively, and this is from my eyes. People can disagree with me or agree with me, but this is from my eyes and my eyes only. Since the day she was drafted in 2024, they have actively tried to take Caitlin Clark out. And I mean actively. Say whatever the fuck you want. BGS and I talked about this 2 years ago. They hate Caitlin Clark. Period.
Yeah, they hate her guts.
They hate her guts. Because all she wants to do is play basketball and represent the league the way it should be represented, and the way it was represented with the players that came before CC. Okay? Talking about Candace Parker, Cheryl Swoops, and I'm still pissed at Cheryl Swoops or stuff she said. But she is a Hall of Famer. Sue Bird, Lauren Jackson, Lisa Leslie, Rebecca Lobo. I'm not seeing it anymore, and it's pissing me off. I'm seeing a league that is actively trying to take out the reason why they're getting paid. Huge.
Yes.
They
The only
hate,
reason they're getting, well, let's just face it, the only reason they're getting paid right now.
exactly.
Nobody was talking about paying them paying them an average of $300,000 before Caitlin Clark came into the league. I'm sorry.
And
That wasn't even a discussion.
that until 2 years ago, this league was not solvent at all.
I don't
Until
think they didn't make money last year either.
nope. They've lost money every single year they've been in operation. What did BGS said? They had to rely on Zaddy and Adam Silver to keep them solvent. Now that you're getting the eyes, and now that you're getting the sponsorships, and now that you're getting the television deals, you want to take out your best player? You want to take out the reason why you're getting all this stuff? The reason why you're flying charter flights instead of commercial? The reason why the W is getting the attention and the sponsors and the television deals that they're getting is Caitlin Clark, period.
Yeah, don't even get me started on that poster.
Yeah, I'll talk about that Monday because I'm pissed off at that poster. They left Caitlin Clark off the poster, and they're actively trying to not have her be in the All-Star game with their voting.
Oh boy. You can't make this shit up. Well,
give me this button. Give me this button.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up. We're going to start with a little fun here. Give me 1 second here, fellas. Because as the title states, feminism is failing, and it's time for black men to go SYSBM. And to be fair, a lot of black men are starting to go SYSBM. Case in point, single mothers with kids keep fucking up their game. Let's look at that.
Volume.
How about no?
I'm not paying for those. I'll pay for the food.
Why would you come
I'm just
outside?
not taking
There's
you on
the
another
waiter.
date.
She gonna think you're trying to dine and dash. She's right there.
You got to sit them. Why would she bring me?
Shout out to Red Don Daily.
She bring her kids on the first date.
This is a great first date. Like, we're having a time. I had a nice drink, a margarita with ginger beer.
But kids, though, you don't bring your kids on the first date, though. That's not.
My son had fun. He had fun. You had fun.
She brought all 5 of her kids.
She brought 5 kids with her. That's not a first date. That's a field trip looking for a sponsor.
Pretty much.
That is.
Pick up this girl for our first date, and she tells me that her babysitter just bailed on her. So I was like, oh man, we can reschedule if you want. She's like, no, I really want to go out. Okay, I switched up the plans, and I was like, all right, cool. I take them to a restaurant, and once we get to the restaurant, one of the kids, he's 5 years old, starts losing his mind, just throwing a tantrum. The other kid, he's about 3, he's running around the entire restaurant, eating food off of other people's plates and stealing off of other empty tables. I was
that day's over. You paying for you paying for all that. I ain't paying for shit.
That's absolutely no home training whatsoever. 100%.
No, I'm out.
It couldn't have been me. I would have been plucking kids upside their ears and pinching them. I would have went old school on. Oh, they would have been sitting there still after 2 minutes.
My wife would have went old school on their asses. Okay.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Was over it. By the time dinner ended, I took him home, and this girl turns to the kids and says, "Thank your new daddy for dinner, kids."
No, hell no. Nope. I ain't your daddy. Nope. That's one time I want to hear. You ain't my daddy. You can say that to me because I sure ain't. You right, I sure ain't.
She did not say that. She said, thank your new daddy.
Yep. You
While,
can't.
while those kids was acting up in there, he should have pinched the shit out of her too, to get her attention, to get their attention. Y'all better cut it out. The more y'all go off, the more I'm pinching your mama. I'm gonna break it down to a fraction.
Mm-hmm.
And I got some long ass nails too.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Please tell me why I went on a date last night, me and my 8 kids, and the man.
What? Oh no!
Half a football team looking ass bitch.
8.
Go find the button. Huh?
Oh, hell no! Are you kidding me?
Hell no to the no. Hell to the no. Hell no to the no.
And you know what? If there are any single mothers watching, if you want to know why the date game's fucked up for you, just watch this video.
Was at the table.
I could think of 8 reasons why he might have left you at the table, but go on.
Talking to this man for a few months now, or whatever like that. He knew I had 8 kids. He wanted to take me out on a date. He was.
8.
Yeah. He wanted to take you out on a date. Not 8 is enough on a date.
Right.
I was in the drugstore one day. And I see this fine ass chick getting in line. I was like, ooh, she fine. But then I looked a little bit closer. She had 3 or 4 kids hanging off her. I was like, oh. After that, I was just completely turned off.
How many? I didn't hear the number.
She had 3 or 4 kids hanging off her. After that, I was like, yeah, nope.
Already at the restaurant, and I was out.
There's a little girl that there was this little girl at church that pretty much operated like I was her daddy, and I could tell her this now because she's over 21. I was like, baby, the fact of the matter is, I did not want to be on your mama's baby daddy list. Your mama was let's just say touched as a child and has a lot of anger issues, has a lot of issues. I did not want to be on that baby daddy list. And here's the truth. The truth is I still got love for her, but I know I can't help her. And she had a lot of anger issues, and I had to let it go.
Yeah.
What happened to her is not her fault, but those anger issues didn't go away.
Mm-hmm.
She got married later. I asked some friends of mine, I was like, hey, is she still married to her husband? They all said no at the same time. I was like, oh, shit. I was like, what did I do? What did I do? What did I say? What did I say? And I was like, oh shit. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would play Bishop Bullwinkle, but I don't want you to get zapped. I got the audio, but nope, I'm not taking a chance.
I got it. Hell no to the no. Hell to the no. Hell no to the no.
Yeah. and look, I'm black. This is one area I'm probably black pill a little bit. I'm honest enough to say there are some ratchet chicks that I have genuine love for, but I know it is what it is, and if I mess with them, you're gonna get the runaround.
Mm-hmm.
No, AB. I need you to flip the script. I need you to fuck with him. Go ahead, go knock them down, get your rocks off, but put on 2 rubbers and just walk out after you hit them. That's what you do. That's what you do. See, you like, no, you trying to take the high road. No, I ain't gonna mess with them because I know they messed up. Hey, they still got an itch that need to be scratched, and you got an itch that need to be scratched too. Man, knock that shit down.
I don't trust them heifers not to try to get my semen out of the condom, man. Not fuck that shit.
Hey, you put that condom on and you take that condom out. That's how you protect yourself. And then you wrap that condom up and then you flush that condom. Case dismissed.
I was like,
No
yeah,
baby by
I
you.
was home, getting me and my kids together. He did not say anything.
Because one would assume that you're getting your kids ready to be dropped off at a babysitter's house while you go on your date.
We get to the restaurant. He then says, "Why did you bring your kids, sir? Why wouldn't I bring my kids?"
Well, the reason why you wouldn't bring your kids is because you're supposed to wait and make sure that you are going to be in a serious committed relationship before you start introducing your children to strangers.
Duh.
You need to get to know me and my kids, especially on our first date. Y'all, please tell me why this man went to the restroom and never came back.
Well, he did that because he's smart.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
My kids at the restaurant. Mind you, I did not have any money.
You went on a date with your 8 kids with no money, expecting this man that you've never met before to pay for you and your 8 kids.
Right.
Got it.
I had to call my mother and my baby daddy so that they could send me money to pay for me and my kids.
Who the fuck was she trying to hustle? Who the fuck was she trying to hustle? That's what I want to know.
Hey, happy birthday.
Okay, thank you.
Dang, y'all done started eating, and I thought I was taking you out on a date for your birthday.
Oh, but I want to bring my friend and
No. We're not playing this game. We're not playing this game. But it's one thing if she told you she's gonna bring her friend. Now that's different.
That's very different.
That's very different. But my friend pops out of nowhere. Oh no!
Out of nowhere.
Her friend pop up. I do an about face.
You want a whole other person on a date with
my best friend. That's one person. We're both one person. What are you talking about? See, this is what we talk. This friend is why we dating. I told you he was gonna act like this.
This woman brought a friend with her on this date, and it is also her birthday. And the guy that she was on a date with is very shocked that she is asking or insisting that he pay for both of them to eat. Now, for this one, I'm going to have to say it depends on how long they have been together. If we're going out for my birthday and one of my girlfriends shows up, I would be a little bit disappointed if my husband didn't pay for all of us. But that's my birthday dinner. But if this is a first date or a new relationship, then I think that it is very...
Yeah, to be fair to her, that does kind of depend on what the friend's relationship and all that. But yeah,
very inappropriate for you to expect for a guy you barely know to pay for you and your friend. And by the look on his face, I would say he barely knows her.
He wasn't having it.
He seems highly disturbed.
He was not having it.
I think you should also have a conversation ahead of time if you're going out for your birthday and you plan on bringing a friend or two along and you're looking for somebody else to pay for it. This isn't something that you surprise someone with at the table, unless, of course, you're the person who has decided to pick up the check and you're doing that as a surprise.
I think she might need her card at the bar.
you brought a whole other person on a date with
my best friend. That's one person. We're both one person. What are you talking about? See, this is what we talk. This friend is why we dating. I told you he was gonna act like this.
we talked about us.
Oh, I would have just got up and left. Nah. We ain't playing this game. So she's a good person. And I was like, okay. I was like, bye. Yeah, I wouldn't have said that. I was just like, okay, I'm out.
As Paul Allen said on an Adrian Peterson run one day.
Goodbye, baby.
And the great A.L. Evans said it best. Her friend pop up, I do an about face.
Going on a date for your birthday.
I nearly got victimized by that.
This is us. What would you call this? Us, right? Not
And you already got food, you got drinks.
But you can also look at advertise for everybody. I got salad. You like it?
No, that's not what. This is going to be a private, intimate moment with us.
But it's my birthday. Why I can't get a
No, man. I'll be like Ricky Henderson on them hoes. I'm stealing all the bases. I'm gone.
You go, man.
Date one person. I don't date two individuals.
You're not dating her. You're dating me.
It does sound like they have been dating for a while. So then I'm going to reiterate that she should have had this conversation with him ahead of time.
Yep.
Giving him a heads up that she wanted to bring somebody else and not surprise him with this information at the last moment.
That's my birthday. That's what I would do. Well, how about y'all have a good birthday? I'm gonna go ahead and head out. She's sitting there.
Stay.
There you go. There you go.
Yes.
Make like NSYNC and go bye bye bye.
Bye 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 bye.
No, he's cowardly doing that. He's trying to explain himself out. Now hell no, I'm like Ricky Henderson.
The more you around, I do agree with that. You just walk out, don't explain nothing. Like, nope.
The more you're gonna find out.
You want to date me, then you're accepting my kids.
It's okay. Like, see, as you can see, the more you around, the more you're gonna find out.
I gotta find that video. That's hilarious.
You want to date me, then you're accepting my kids. You're gonna buy them milk.
No, that's your kids you had. That's your milk.
Nah, that's
pay for the bleach because that's.
Nah, I'm gonna record you because you're being. It doesn't matter. You're dating me. You're gonna pay for my kids' milk.
No, I'm not.
Especially.
How this works. No,
Hold on, was that a white girl trying to pull a black girl move?
That was Latina. That was a Latina.
This sounds like this man is already going above and beyond. He said if they're all out together, he will pay for food for children that are not his. But she doesn't feel like this is enough, which is crazy. It's hard enough to find somebody who is okay with you having children and is kind to another man's children.
This is not gonna work out. It's not gonna work out.
All right, cool.
No, that's not how it works.
It's not. I'm not looking at 2 milks. I'm looking at a short of milks forever.
Let me tell you something.
That right there.
Gosh. You told me you're feeling me too. You should have told me I'm feeling you, but you gotta buy my kids milk all the time.
I told you I had 7 kids.
I might have you know what I'm saying?
I told you I had 7 kids.
Oh, good Lord.
She had 7 kids, but how many motherfuckers is the question? And furthermore, I would say, if I knew any of the kids, I'd probably look at it and say, why you want me to buy milk when you know damn well most of them are lactose intolerant?
Maybe.
And 2 of them have a dairy allergy. So who the milk for?
AB?
Yes.
I have a button for you to visualize.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
You're gonna buy this milk
What in the
right
Bill
now.
Murray?
Need to.
Now I'm gonna get that and plus white bees and no.
All right, my man is peacing out. That is.
It's no way. You see the video I started with?
No. I just
the smartest thing he could have done in this.
Let's just say it's the remix of "It's All Jermaine's Fault."
That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. Oh man, and he, wow.
I'm done. I'm done in life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault.
Done. Yeah, go kick rocks.
Boom! As Jim Cornette would say, boom goes the dynamite.
I had my hands full, baby, minding my own lane.
I love this already.
Still they point that finger and put it
He's playing the back and forth.
We could be miles away now. Ain't that a shame? Don't come tell me different. I done heard this line. Same old blame keep coming every single time. And it all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done. I'm done. And it all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done. I'm done.
Good.
I
You got a hit right there.
I got
You got a hit right there.
I got 26 watching. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the Cash App, support the show. Hit the Super Chat, support the show. It's all Jermaine's fault tax in effect.
We get the blame all the time, 1,000 miles away. Still our fault by the end of the day. You can spill your trouble on another floor, but somehow I'm the one they come pointing to the door. Don't matter what you've done now, that don't change the score. Don't worry about the facts, child, they ain't listening right. Once that name gets spoken, they gon' call it night. And it all Jermaine's fault, it's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done, I'm done. And it all Jermaine's fault, it's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done, I'm done.
I'm done.
We get the blame all the time, 1,000 miles away.
Yeah.
Still our fault by the end of the day. If the sky fall down on a table, if the dishes hit the floor, they'll look up at my doorway like I brought that storm before. But I got a backbone, honey, and I got no more. And it all Jermaine's fault, it's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done, I'm done. And it all Jermaine's fault, it's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done, I'm done. We get the blame all the time, 1,000 miles away. Still our fault by the end of the day. Don't worry, don't worry. I know what you done, but somehow, some way, it's still Jermaine.
That was It's Always Jermaine's Fault by Sassy Blue and the Loose Meat Curtains.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, don't worry. I got something for them later.
I love that.
Sassy Blue and the Meat Curtains, ladies and gentlemen. But that song only number 2 because the number 1 hit is still Chris Bass and the Bassheads, But Mind I Lost.
May you rest in peace.
Sorry, I lost it.
It was a good mind.
Wasn't enough of a single mother. Let's go to Dr. T was on with Jeff St. James Asking Brother podcast. And some other interesting people, including I can't believe I'm saying this, including Rachel Dolezal.
Come here.
But
Hold on.
blaming feminism longer about women and our best interest because we're different, and it's really no longer about children. I think children should be at the center of so many conversations that they are just not at the center of. So that's where I'd love to start.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And that's definitely related to what Louise Perry was kind of stating about this quest to match men in all domains. Like we want to have sex like men. We want to work like men. We want to do certain things
Be careful what you ask for. You just might get it.
like men, and wondering if there's an actual consequence when there's a little bit of ignoring anatomy and biological differences, and how that could negatively potentially affect ladies as well, and vice versa. If we're trying to make men act like women, is there some potential harm that could be had by ignoring some of these biomarkers? So Leslie, and then anyone else can kind of jump in.
Sure. Thank you very much for having me, Jeff. And it's nice to see all of you. It's nice to see you again, Danny. And yeah, it's a great topic. I think that the answer isn't really simple because it's a mixed bag. I mean, there have definitely been some necessary strides made in terms.
And your eyes don't deceive you. The lady in the black at the end, yes, that is Rachel Dolezal.
I mean the one with the name Nkechi Diallo?
Yes.
Now that's a Senegalese last name, Diallo. Nkechi, there's got to be
giving women equal rights.
She actually has another interview with Jeff St. James. She kind of explains why she took on the black mantle that I didn't know about.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know she was adopted by a black father.
Oh wow!
Wow,
which explains a lot.
Yeah, it does.
And she has 3 black sons.
Mm-hmm.
And that explains even more.
In society, I think
the imprint is strong.
The normalization of daycare and sending your kids off to be raised by somebody else while you go to work, and that's really devastating. It's devastating to families, children, and to generations of people. I think there's a really high level of distrust between men and women right now, and some of that is owed to feminism going too far. I'm somebody who's never considered myself a feminist, and I used to feel kind of like what Anya was just talking about, that sort of false dilemma that you're kind of placed in this black and white choice. Oh, you're not a feminist? Does that mean that you don't support women and women's rights? And not at all. But there always has been, for me in my life, and I'm a Gen Xer, sort of an angry tenor to the feminist archetype. You know, I can remember friends when I was younger just freely talking terribly about men and boys, and I think some of the most wonderful literature in the world is written by men, and they show that they have so much heart and soul and beauty and depth. And are we just really going to dismiss them and lump them into one little category? We don't want that done to us, so why would we do that to them? And I think that it's always seemed very angry. And likewise, it's interesting right now, I feel like there's a lot of pressure to condemn feminism. And I feel like that also is sort of a black and white choice that I'm not ready to full on do that either, because I think that there have been strides that have been made. Although for me, I sit outside of that. I don't consider myself a feminist per se, but I do think it's a rather nuanced and mixed bag. And we could really get into it here. I'd love to talk about the pill and some of the points that Louise Perry makes in her book, which is an excellent book. I'd give it to any young woman. And so much more to say. I look forward to hearing other people's thoughts as well. Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah. So anybody else? It's popcorn style, and everybody's willing to kind of jump in from here. Oh, and real quick, anybody that's currently watching, if you haven't done so, please make sure that you make sure that you share it with at least 2, 3, 4, or even 5 people. And listen, y'all, these panels ain't always cheap. So if y'all want this type of stuff to keep happening, make sure you guys hit that $, the super chat button, and show love to the platform. And real quick, I want to read one. Dr. Vince Johnson, thank you for the $1.99. What an amazing panel. Thank you. So yeah, whoever was about to speak, you're more than welcome to go ahead and start.
I was just going to pick up on something that Leslie said, and something that was in the clip earlier from Louise as well. And this idea that feminism is convincing women to act more like men, and it is. But there's an important point in there. It's not actually convincing women to act like men. It is convincing women to act like the feminist caricature of men. Mm-hmm. And that's a really important point, because actually it turns out that larger portions of men are not especially interested in casual sex, and not outside of like really sort of short period of early adult life, where in fact both sexes are reasonably motivated for casual sex. And if you sort of think about the maths of that for a minute, it can't be the case that men are having a whole heap of casual sex and women are having right? If we're talking about if we restrict ourselves to heterosexual interactions, whatever casual sex is going on, well, it's happening between equal numbers of men and women. So the notion that men are engaging in all of this casual sex, doing it happily and freely, and it's not having any, ongoing psychological impacts on them is a furphy. And of course, the idea that women should behave like that is an even bigger furphy. So I think that's one of the points that doesn't get acknowledged enough. Feminism caricatures men, and we see it in the toxic masculinity discourse. That's obviously a caricature of men. But we see it in all of the supposed sort of positive things that feminism is trying to compel women to do to close every imaginable gender gap and sex difference you could possibly put your hand on. What it's actually encouraging women to do is to take on a very warped and narrow view of what men do and what men like. That sex is actually far less in their proclivity toward casual sex and their desire for a long-term relationship and things like that. So what feminism has done is, first of all, demonize men and turn them into a cartoon version, and then encourage women to try and strive to achieve that cartoon version for themselves. It's really quite twisted.
Well, I'm gonna say real quick, and Ketchy and the others who haven't spoken yet, I want y'all to have pop in. I didn't realize I should have bought all your chef hats. I didn't realize what was about to happen with the cooking that's about to go on in this panel. Ketchy and then Alan and everybody else. I'll jump in.
Yeah. So my concern with a lot of the discourse right now about feminism is that we're blaming feminism for failing families, right? Mm-hmm. But so has economics, so is political policy, so is racism, so is war, so is mass incarceration. So if you only blame feminism, you're not really doing analysis, you're doing nostalgia. And I feel like the nostalgia, especially in the Black community, that's like a pause, because nostalgia goes back to a time we don't want to go back to for anybody raising Black children, Black sons, having extended family members in the community. Like, we don't want to go back 100 years. We don't want to go back to the time before women had the right to vote. I mean, probably nobody does, but I'm just saying, like, that nostalgia, it's like, oh, back when we had these stable nuclear families. Well, who had those stable nuclear families? And so I feel like when it comes to feminism, we also don't talk about the difference between feminism and womanism. Womanism involves, incorporates race and class considerations, because, well, white women were being freed up to go enter the workforce. Who's taking care of the kids? Who's cleaning the house? Who's doing the things that women were escaping from doing to have careers initially in that first wave? And so there was kind of like this sort of a that still persists, this nostalgia kind of idea of like the nuclear family that typically positions traditional conservative white families as the model. And with I launched a very soft launch, and I haven't spent a lot of time on it, but a trad pro podcast, meaning traditional progressive. And my contention is that you can be a traditional woman, mother, you can be a highly devoted mother, you can be you can prefer even a submissive role within a relationship if you have a partner, those kind of things, while still promoting progressive values. You don't have to be Republican, conservative, religious, white to be in favor of families and in favor of community success. So, I kind of hope that
I'm hearing you, Rachel, but not according to the Democrats. But anyway,
we can do some intersectionality on this panel, not just with race, class, and feminism, or with womanism, but also in terms of economics and political policy, war, incarceration, racism, like other things that are circling around the time period of the first and second wave of feminism in this new weird space that we're in, where it's kind of like throwing everything at the wall, and everybody's picking some kind of binary position against another side. So
I think that what you spoke on in Delano Squires, who we just had on last week, there was a brief clip at the beginning where he mentioned about 4 of the 8 things that you mentioned, as well as contributing factors. And it's true that once people kind of laser in on something, I think we can attribute everything that's wrong with that. And I think that there's a reverse of that when it came to the discussion about the patriarchy and anything that's wrong or difficult in society or women's lives. Somehow, some way, it's like a man's fault. And I can see a version of the opposite version of this happening in discussions like this. And this is why I think this particular panel of people, I think, won't really do that. I think they'll have the nuance to, we can be very critical, hypercritical, and at the same time be fair and maybe even objective. But Dr. T Hassan, real quick, I saw you kind of moving around when she was mentioning
shout out to Dr. T.
Intersectionality and even down to, I think, the concept of, were we very healthy back when the nuclear family was more intact? What do you think, brother?
Oh, that was just a shoulder injury. That was nothing directed at her. No, but honestly, for me, the issue when you start talking about feminism, when you start talking about patriarchy, I think there's often a misalignment. And I think this happens in the Black community as well. These ideas are just used very glibly and applied with a broad brush, but there's often not a lot of context. I mean, when you start talking about Black folk, and this whole question of the nuclear family, obviously that wasn't a luxury we had, because coming out of slavery, you're talking about a lot of fictive kin, a lot of families that couldn't guarantee that they could stay together. And then, at Reconstruction and onward, you have all kinds of economic and political issues that block us from being able to participate in certain ways. So the family was never able to kind of be this ideal that the country is held to. And then when you start talking about, feminism and patriarchy, we can start there. I mean, for a good portion of history, Black men were not considered men any more than Black women were considered women. So when you add that equation in, there's a whole period where by the time Black women start talking about Black feminism, there are debates about how much of this actually applies to the Black community, because a lot of the language is pulled directly from white women's movements. And as far as we get with these kind of questions, I like to make sure we kind of ground the conversation somewhat in the history, because some of this didn't apply. And that's a lot of Black men's issues with a lot of these discussions, a lot of these arguments, a lot of these issues going on now in regard to gender, and this kind of movement of making men toxic that we've seen for over the last decade. And that's added on to what Black men have been experiencing, at least within the Black community, for the last 40 odd years, where the conversation was about niggas not being shit. So there are layers of misandry that we're just now starting to talk about that hasn't been really made, reach the public, reach the mainstream. But in that, you still have all of these kind of discourses that just kind of assume, many men's positions. I mean, with patriarchy in and of itself, there's, you got all kinds of men that were never in a position to implement that on any systemic scale, and yet they're being kind of added in as if they were. So, I like to kind of qualify that a bit as we go.
Real quick, when you're referencing feminism, whether it's a critique or praise or something in between, it could be helpful to kind of acknowledge if it's more of the macro feminism, if there's one that's more from an intersectional perspective where you're kind of focusing on a particular group. Obviously, there's like liberal feminism and radical feminism, even Marxist feminism. There's obviously different strains. So if you can kind of open up with or include that kind of in your responses, at least so we know what it is that you're kind of critiquing and why. Alan and Dr. Brewer, what y'all thinking?
Well, I feel, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'll wait.
I'm listening to all of you and I feel a little wet behind the ears because I never studied feminism in any way, shape, or form at all. I was raised inside of it. I drank the Kool-Aid completely, and I am still taking off the blinders, like today. The level, right? Like, oh my gosh, like the way I just made that comment to my husband. Just for all of you, I'm a relationship coach, so I work with couples. And on Instagram, I primarily take on the women and the way we have been fully indoctrinated to trust our feelings, and our feelings are everything, right?
Feelings.
And the abuse that comes from that. So that's my lens in particular. So I'm listening, I'm learning from all of you, seeing boots to the ground, right? The effects in the marriage and in the family that's going on as a result. And the men get it. They just can't say anything because it's not heard. And the women it's just over their head completely. And so my job is to help them see, just, right before this call, I have.
Over their head is an understatement, quite literally.
To really be direct, like, listen, the way you are talking to your husband is pushing him so far over the edge. And it's just so hard for them to see it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what about you, Alan?
Yeah, first of all, good evening.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. Let's have a little fun for a little bit. Let's go to TikTok for a little while.
Do the CIA still manipulate the media that we consume?
So officially the answer is, of course not.
Okay, come on. All right, we're going to my favorites, of course. And we're going to start with a little fun here, a little AI.
Oh no.
Don't do it.
Don't do
Murphy,
it.
don't do it. Don't get that motherfucker that gun.
Don't
give Tackleberry that gun. Don't do it. Don't do it.
You don't want to give that to Tackleberry.
Drop it.
Oh God.
Oh no.
left. Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
You can't make it. Yeah, this AI getting out of control, man.
It's been out of control. What are you talking about? It's been out of control.
This kind of goes with the theme of tonight. Feminism is dying. This dude right here is a son of a vixen. In other words, one of those chicks in the music videos.
Oh boy.
But I remember when I was little, my mom, she used to be like a video vixen or whatever. She used to like date rappers. Whole time she was just getting fucked on by these niggas. They wasn't even really dating her because they never claimed her. She used to go backstage and stuff like that. I remember we walked through this long ass venue. It was a bunch of people on stage doing concerts and stuff like that. We walked all the way to the back, and I guess it was like Ludacris backstage shit where she was dating Ludacris at the time. We go back there, she see the nigga, and then we leave. And then it was the same situation where she was dating T.I. We went to Cascade for King's birthday. We went to the back to see King open his presents and stuff like that, and then we left. She didn't even buy us skates or nothing. And what's crazy is T.I. bought out the venue. We could have got skates for free. It's just the fact that she was showing us off like a purse because she looked so young that she had to prove to the niggas that she was fucking, that she had kids so she could get more money out the niggas, and she wasn't even helping us with the money. Wasn't even paying bills or nothing like that with the money because my stepdad was paying the bills, but he wasn't staying with my mom because she would force him to stay with his mom or stay wherever he was staying because she didn't want him staying in the house so she could fuck other niggas. Really, she was cheating on him with my dad while my dad was cheating on my stepmom, and then he would drive all the way 12 hours to come fuck my mom. Ooh. And then be bullshitting and stuff like that where they was emailing back and forth and shit talking about they was finna get married and my stepmom caught that goofy ass. And then they ended up having to fall out and stuff like that because of my stepmom because he had to get his shit together. Whole time she's still doing this shit back and forth with these rappers and stuff like that behind my stepdad back while he paying her bills. And she leaving, doing red carpet events and shit like that. I don't know what the fuck she was explaining to him, but we was at the house by ourselves where he couldn't come watch us and shit like that because she didn't want him to know what she had going on. So we would literally be at the house by ourselves. Me, my brother, and my sister just sitting in her bed crying, waiting for her to get home. And this bitch on planes going across the country, doing red carpet events, meeting up with Gucci Mane and fucking T.I. and all these people where I remember at one point in her life, she was just a fucking threesome for T.I. and Tiny where she was going out her way to get fucked on by these niggas. And then she had Bow Wow and Cleo, the nigga from Ho Zero. He had took me to Chick-fil-A and gave me a Chick-fil-A sandwich and shit like that. Told me that I need to be a better kid for my mom because she trying so hard. No, the fuck she not. This bitch is giving out coochie. That's all she was doing. That bitch wasn't doing shit for her kids. That bitch was going on her way to have fun and give out coochie to niggas so she could have money and have all this shit because she was pretty. And then I remember it was a time where she brought us around Gorilla Zone and shit like that and was trying to introduce us to this nigga and we didn't know who he was. So she had to apologize to the nigga because she felt bad that we didn't know who the fuck he was. I'm like, bitch, nobody give a fuck. We need our mom. We want you to take care of us. Fuck is wrong with you?
Damn. Wow.
That's crazy.
Do you know how to change a tire?
Do you know how to cook from scratch?
Do you know how to tie a tie?
Do you know how to sew?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Do you know how to unclog a toilet?
Yeah. You know how to wash dishes properly?
Oh, shit. Do you know how to change oil?
Do you know the proper way to dispose of cooking oil?
Oh, shit.
Do you know how to lead?
Do you know how to listen?
Do you know how to change a tire?
Do you know how to cook from scratch?
Can I say something that is going to be real uncomfortable? Because I thought about this. I heard someone say recently that verbal abuse, talking about men struggling in silence, that verbal abuse may be one of the most misdiagnosed forms of abuse in Black culture because
that is an understatement.
We normalize certain behaviors. Now, as a Black woman, that sat with me because I hate to say this, and I might get ridiculed for this, but I think when it comes to verbal abuse, Black women lead in that parade.
Right.
Because those are moments where emotional aggression gets excused in ways we wouldn't excuse for men. If disrespect only counts as abusive when men do it, are we actually talking about abuse fairly? Because this is one of the reasons, in my opinion, that men struggle in silence because of the verbal abuse that Black women put on to Black men. Can I say something that is going to be real uncomfortable? Because I thought about this.
That's
for a grown man to have man boobs, baby, that don't show nothing but your lack of discipline, dedication, determination, and your inability to lead. For a grown man to have man boobs, baby, that don't show nothing but your lack of discipline,
Really?
I love when people think that I'm stupid, because tell me why I'm at the mechanic shop and he talking about I need a Cadillac converter, but I drive a Jeep.
Okay.
Make it make sense. You think I'm stupid. Ladies, when y'all going down to the mechanic shops, take somebody with y'all. Your brother, your uncle, your dad.
Shout out to my man Valdez looking like, what the fuck?
Your boyfriend, somebody.
Oh, boy.
Stop going to these mechanic shops by yourselves, because they know we don't know anything about cars. So they're trying to give us any
You sure don't, baby.
type of services that we
Did I
don't
just
even
hear
need.
this correctly?
Outrageous prices.
Yeah.
Because I don't understand. Make it make sense. A Cadillac converter. I don't even have a Cadillac.
Okay.
I love when people think that I'm stupid, because tell me why.
Not as well as I learned mine.
Oh, AI.
It is out of control.
Follow me. If you can.
He is an engine of pure hate, this other.
But Maw will be victorious. There is too much of the light in him.
Hey, B, which Star Wars is this?
It's AI generated.
Come to me. We'll finish
You did this? You did this?
No.
Is your handiwork?
No.
How can you be a fit servant for the master?
This is fan made.
You're more machine than man! How can a machine hate? How will you defeat me? Huh? I slew Obi-Wan's master. And Obi-Wan slew. Kenobi.
Down goes Vader. Down goes Vader.
Wait for it.
Now, your master will have an apprentice worthy of the Sith. No Jedi pyre for you, Skywalker.
Uh-oh.
Your hate was not nearly enough. What?
Got him.
What could you hate enough to destroy me?
Myself.
Pretty much.
This is not possible. Oh, you were so certain.
They don't call him Darth Vader for no reason.
To the depths.
Hey, B, this is live as fuck. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, it gets better.
I told you. You bring your doom upon yourselves.
I see you have survived, apprentice. Good. Master?
With AI like this, who needs Disney?
Exactly.
I just wish BGS was here for this.
How did you come to be here?
My shuttle followed yours, Lord Vader. I'd hoped you'd be retrieving the plans stolen by the rebels. Am I to assume the plans are not here?
No, my master. It was all a deception, perpetrated by those you just slew. A deception designed to draw me to this place.
It's treason.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
At last, the Lord of the Sith is destroyed.
Oh, she's not the Lord of the Sith.
Oh, see, that's funny.
Mr. the Lord of the Sith. Mr. Darth Jar Jar. And just in this time.
Enough is enough. I've had it with these nerve-hurting Sith Lords in this nerve-hurting Senate.
And then your mother didn't die in childbirth, and I knew all my nightmares were just a trap.
It was a trap?
Yep, it was a trap.
Then what happened?
And then the war was over. The Senate voted for a new chancellor. The clones all got new jobs. All the Jedi lived. Mommy and Daddy lived happily here on Naboo.
Yay! I like that story, Daddy. Aw, I feel like maybe it ruins a better follow-up storyline.
It probably does.
Breaking news. Did you guys hear about the other problem that data centers pose, apart from the fact that,
Go that way. Go that way, man. You watch that way. I'm gonna watch that. Hold on. You say what?
I said a real man won't sit and let his lady clean by herself. The fuck?
Go that way, bro.
Like
Y'all watch the
man
front.
or
Watch the front,
something?
bro. I got the back. Hold on, bro. I got the back. You right, babe. You right. You did right.
Yeah.
Babe. You right, babe. Watch the back. I got the. Yeah. Watch the side.
This is my new wife.
Arby.
What is it, master?
That is a predator.
No, she is a Yautja. A damn sexy Yautja. Thanks, baby.
What did she say?
Mind your warts. How'd you guys meet? Facebook.
Come again.
How many times?
What? No. How did you guys meet on Facebook?
Facebook Marketplace.
You bought a female predator wife on Facebook Marketplace?
By the rings. She was selling slightly used human skulls. I complimented her collection. Romance began.
And the Xenomorph Queen is okay with you taking another wife?
I left her a note on the fridge.
Come again?
I left her a note. Oh, gosh.
You do know what he means by xenomorph, don't you?
How many times, master?
Jesus Christ.
What did the note say?
Do not be mad. I have married again. Wart.
Yeah, that's the Xenomorph Queen. In other words, the alien versus predator.
I think she's mad. Ladies, please. There's enough of me to ward around.
Whoa. Alien versus predator.
What are you staring at?
Oh, you are one ugly mother.
Don't speak to my wife like that.
Arby?
Wart.
Turn around.
Ladies, let us wart about this.
Should we help him?
Do not help Matt. He's exactly where he wants to be. This is my new wife.
Oh. Yeah.
There's a lot of Norbit situations like this in the black community, unfortunately.
Yeah, there is.
All right, we're going to go back to the by the way, like, share, subscribe, hit the Cash App, support the show, hit the Super Chat, support the show. Are you not entertained?
Exactly.
That boy is our last hope.
No, there is another.
You mean Leia? Give me a break.
Equal in the Force, both children are.
If that were true, you'd already be training her, and you know it.
Oh, wanted to train her, I did. But no. Watched that boy bake in the desert for 20 years, I did not. To let you pick the girl, you said.
I said no such thing. I spent time with her. I assessed the situation. I said she wasn't ready.
10 years old she was. Ready for what, exactly?
She had already been captured by the Empire twice, Yoda, and needed me to come bail her out.
I blame the writers, I do.
Very convenient.
Yeah, they're referring to the Obi-Wan show, actually.
Luke blew up the Death Star in his first day. The boy is a prodigy.
Helped him, you did. From beyond the grave. Use the Force, Luke. Coaching that was.
That's barely a pep talk.
More than Leia ever got, thanks to you.
She turned out fine. She's a rebel leader.
Do that as a Jedi, she could. Better even.
All right. Why aren't we just training them both then?
The plan that was, but...
What the hell?
Wait for it.
Oh, God.
Whack.
Sub-Zero, your mom is so fat I told her, stay over there!
Sub-Zero was not happy about those comments about his family! Scorpion is taking a page from Conor McGregor's mind games!
Hey,
Fire versus ice!
What?
Hold on. Let me flip it. Oh, can y'all see that? See him? Yeah.
See what?
You see it? Look way down there. Like, y'all just showed that white dog, that fat white dog. I'm showing you the real live version. Look down the street. You see it?
Oh,
you see it?
Oh,
you see
gosh.
You
Yeah.
see him? You see him? Damn it, boy. Damn it, boy. For real. I just wanted y'all to see
Your
it.
family should
I
change
hope
their
that
name to
made y'all
McDonald's.
Tom?
Yeah, they got some real weird ones.
Oh, gosh.
Tom, walk up. Tom,
Look, that
please
is-
don't leave me.
Uh-oh.
Oh, God.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, this shit is funny. We'll get back to Jeff and Nick.
You know, I've got to say, for a bunch of gods, you guys are a real downer.
You summoned me to sit among children? What is this?
Oh, look at you. The big bad pharaoh guy. Cute outfit, by the way. Very Halloween. Look, Your Highness, we're here because the world needs to know who's holding the leash. And spoiler alert, it's not the guy who needs a magic word to get a hard on.
My power was forged by the gods. Yours was cooked in a dish by a bunch of men in lab coats.
Man, would you two shut the hell up? Seriously, you're giving me a headache and I'm already hungover.
And this is supposed to be a god?
Boy,
You feel like a
boy,
dumpster
boy.
behind a dive bar. Get your act together, you laserless freak.
Try it, Blondie. See how fast I shove my foot up where the sun don't shine.
Enough. All of you. I've watched you, Homelander. I've seen what you do when the cameras stop rolling. What you do at the top of a roof, by the way. Disgusting.
Very funny. You know, for a guy who flies around pretending he's humanity's babysitter, you must think you're so pure. You're just as much of a freak as the rest of us. Just wrap it in a pretty red cape.
Lower your tone, you creature of science. You sit in the presence of Kondak's sovereign. I did not cross 5,000 years of history to sit across from a corporate mascot.
Corporate mascot? Do you know who the fuck I am?
Yeah, I know what you are. Guy who jerks off at the top of a skyscraper.
Okay, I'm losing viewers, so let's just go get back to Jeff and them. But y'all get the idea with the AI. Good Lord.
It's
just, right before this call, I had to really be direct. Like, listen, the way you are talking to your husband is pushing him so far over the edge, and it's just so hard for them to see it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what about you, Alan?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, good evening, panel. Appreciate you having me, Jeff. Yeah, I'm excited to learn from you guys. From kind of where I'm sitting, doing interviews and things of that nature. One of the things that struck me, and I think you guys have mentioned it, is it's a growing bad faith amongst women towards men, right? So I remember I did a podcast, and the women brought up how part of the reason feminism has gained the level of support that it's gained is because a lot of women grew up hearing the horror stories of their grandmas and their aunts, right? They were cheated on, they were left for a woman down the road. And then I brought up, I was like, but there were a lot of men who came back from war and raised kids who weren't theirs, right? But we don't consider this. And I think the media also plays a part in driving the narrative of women being benevolent and men being vindictive or evil in some way, that even if he hasn't done anything, he's going to do something at some point, right? Or it just hasn't been discovered what he's done. And what makes me afraid, right? I have a little girl. I think that feminism was created with good intentions. I think what it's morphed into is a world where, like I said, young women have a bad faith perception of young men. And that is as a consequence, and Dr. Tiasan really spoke heavily on this, like it's disincentivized young men from wanting to be the best versions of themselves, right?
Yes.
I truly believe the best men that society creates
I agree.
are fathers, or coaches, or mentors, etc. And a lot of that incentive was women. It was the feminine, right? We wanted to make our mothers proud. We wanted to get a woman of a certain caliber and come home to our wife and kids saying, thank you, daddy. And these days, that seems like a dream for a lot of men. Like, we talk about passport bros, we talk about young men going monk mode, but we don't talk about the symbiotic relationship women's expectations and men's performance have.
Yes.
And anybody can respond and react to whatever it is that you're hearing. And again, just to define for the audience, and this is more of a semi-academic definition, feminism is broadly defined as a socio-political theory and practice of advocating for the social, economic, and political equality of the sexes. From a feminist scholar lens, they'll additionally focus on analyzing, critiquing, and dismantling the patriarchal systems and gender-based power structures across society. So, yeah, I'll say that, hey, I appreciate everybody.
Down with the patriarchy.
Already
in other words, this sums up the feminism in a nutshell.
Hi, I'm an educated bird brain. I make stuff up and expect you to take me seriously because I say down with the patriarchy. Don't you want to be a feminist like me?
How about no?
How about no?
Hell no to the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell no to the no, no, no.
And how you answered was already how I thought each of you would answer, with the lens of kind of what you tend to focus on. The initial thing that I was thinking about with the initial question being, has feminism succeeded or has it failed? I think it depends on what you think.
Now, this panel asks a simple question. Do you think these nutjob feminists can host this kind of panel?
Hell no to the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell no to the no, no, no.
The goals were. I think if you believe that the goal of feminism was just primarily for women to get access to certain things and achieve certain markers, especially when it comes to career and the ability to purchase and own property and stuff like that, if you believe that's the goal, or that was the intended or overarching goal, absolutely, we're clearly there. If you think that there were other goals, goals that were antithetical to human flourishing in some capacity in terms of reproduction, if you believe many feminists or groups that use feminists to push other goals, like deconstructing the nuclear family, separating men from having authority in the homes over children and women, almost, and if even their goal and concept of family, some feminists, even in the second wave, as early as I could find so far, if their goal was to kind of separate men and replace men by other means, whether it's the workplace, the government, and subsidies, even a communal thing amongst other women, if that was also a goal, I think they also succeeded. So I think for me, initially answering that question, I do think that for the individual person that's wrestling with this, every goal that I think feminists anywhere on the spectrum are going to have, I would say they would probably give it about 80% success rate. They don't believe it's complete. They still will quite often frequently, critique the patriarchy and all that they think is wrong in society and hurting and harming women. But they'll absolutely say that a lot of gains have been made. And it just depends on the individual woman or person who identifies with a particular feminist lens, what they're stating the goal is. If the goal is to marry and divorce who you want, to purchase property, to work in any industry you like those have all been absolutely met. And as I showed earlier with some of the stats, women are actually excelling in comparison to men in certain domains now, for sure. So that's an initial starting point for me. For each of you, what do you think not the original intended goal or definition of feminism, what it's presently doing, what it's presently looking like? Do you think it's been successful with what a present agenda of what feminists appear to be working towards? Do you think it's currently working to their favor? Or do you think that they've gotten way off of what they had intended and now it's absolutely failing? Anybody can hop in.
I would say that when it comes to one of the core tenets of what we might call classical feminism or whatever wave and present day, liberation has been a big buzzword, right? But if your liberation requires the other gender to be a permanent villain, then you're not free. And I really think that that's part of the rub today, is that there's almost this subtext of we have to make men the villain. Men are trash. But then on the other side, we want men to make women the villain. Women are delusional, So it's like we can call out trash behavior. We can call out delusional behavior without calling out the entire gender, right? Or associating either of those things with, because women can be trash and men can be delusional too. So it's like, I just feel like the liberation push, we need to really assess what we mean by freedom, what we're getting free from, what liberation really consists of, and at what cost, who's winning, who is there a winner and loser? And if there's a winner and loser for people like me that have 3 black sons, you know, we need to succeed together. So if there's a winner and a loser that's going to break up my family, that's not a win for me as a mother. So I just really feel like that that label of villain is you know, it just makes me kind of like, I'm not pro-feminist, I'm not anti-feminist, but I'm on the team of what actually makes safer, saner, more connected families.
I wanted to respond real quick to a couple of things that people said because they really just stood out to me. In terms of like, what is
unfortunately, I had just saw some sad breaking news. The wife of Minister Louis Farrakhan has passed away.
Oh man.
70 years. It's a long time.
Did you say
modern
70?
feminism doing?
Yes. Wow. Married 70 years.
Is it failing, succeeding? I'm not sure how to answer that because I feel like a lot of the rhetoric has just gone too far and it's gotten too divisive. And it's like a lot of good movements that don't know when to stop to some extent. And I'm not like something that Ariel Brewer said that I liked. You said you didn't grow up really being taught what feminism was, but you grew up inside of it. And I feel the same way. Like nobody ever taught me what feminism was. I didn't have a class called, you know, Introduction to Feminism. And when people talk about first wave, second wave, all this stuff, I feel a little bit lost in the waves. So somebody in the chat here, it was D Name and Handle said, in what way has it improved anything? And I'm not even sure, because I'm not sure if it's to feminism that I owe my thanks that I was able to go to university, law school, graduate school, that I'm able to hold a job. If it is, then thanks feminism. That's but not really understanding the bounds of feminism and what was just sort of a progressive rights movement that where people regained footing after the Industrial Revolution. I'm not really sure to what to owe those gains. But if it's feminism, then I would say that it's done some positive things. And I thought that something that Dr. T. Hassan said that I really liked, you were talking about the history and the importance of recognizing the history. It made me think of Mary Harrington. She writes in the book, Feminism Against Progress, that this kind of picture that we have of the traditional family, it's really kind of an upper class Victorian fantasy because so many families never had that. And if you look at pre-industrial revolution, women weren't just sitting in the house with a baby on their knee. They were working, doing textiles, making things, taking care of all kinds of parts of keeping the household running. So there was not a time when women were not economically engaged in being a part of life, you know? So this post-industrial revolution sort of Victorian upper class fantasy of the single income family where mom stays home and just minds the kids and eats bonbons on the couch, that's just not been reality for so many people. And
very true.
Yeah, there were so many other things you guys said. Alan, I want to just really quickly touch on something that you said about the de-incentivization for men, that how men have less incentive to really engage with women right now. And I think some of that comes down to the commodification of sex and how much that's just been allowed. Like if you can get like this OnlyFans thing, the explosion of pornography online, just the ease with which you can have some of those desires met. Well, what's the incentive to get into a relationship and to try to make yourself better in order to be a better partner? So it's kind of a downward spiral with both men and women circling the drain right now, and it's really concerning. So those are just some of my thoughts.
Can I respond to something? Something Leslie said I thought really was interesting when you talked about movements knowing when to stop. If you have a movement that is actually being financed, you know what I mean, well, you know, for decades, you know. Does the movement know when to stop? Do we look at graduation rates and say, okay, we got some parity? Do we look at employment, especially in key areas? I think many of us have heard about Helen Andrews' work in feminization. Do we say, well, there's parity, and in fact, in certain areas we've gone over? Do we do that? I don't know too many movements that are, you know, well-financed that do. And so I think that becomes part of the issue too. We have to talk about how there's been investment from the state level, from the federal level, and what that does on the ground, and how it disincentivizes people from pulling back and saying, you know what, our boys are not getting enough. You know, I mean, when's the last time you've heard that? Especially with K through 12, our boys are not getting.
By the way, like, share, subscribe, hit the Cash App, support the show, hit the Super Chat, support the show.
Enough. They're not graduating enough. Can we shift some of these resources toward them? Well, that's unthinkable. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where we are as far as that. But just real briefly, what I also wanted to say about feminism, as far as how I perceive it, most of my research is dealing with Black men. And that's my primary research focus. I'm a Black male studies scholar. The way I look at feminism is through the lens of Black men. And so what I notice, even though people are pulling away from using wave theory as a model of looking at feminism, but the way I've seen feminism is as a massive disruption, especially to Black male life. If you look at first wave feminism, it comes about right on this question of Black male voting. And there's almost a war that jumps off with white women and Black men and Black women on the question of voting. The same white women that were abolitionists that wanted to end slavery turned around and said, well, if Black men, they shouldn't be able to vote first. They're savages. We are the women that give birth to civilization. That argument, to me, is our introduction formally to Western feminism. You get the second wave feminism. This is taking place at a time where you have the civil rights movement. And what's the major disruptor of the civil rights movement, where you can almost call the end of it by the early 70s, late 60s? Rise of feminism, the seduction of Black women, the pull into this notion of Black feminism, and this cohesiveness of the Black community during the civil rights movement, we're starting to see dissipate by the time we see the rise of second wave feminism. By the time we get to third wave feminism, we're talking about what else is happening. There's the war on drugs. There's the post-COINTELPRO era, where you saw Black movements being dismantled by the FBI. When I look at feminism, those are the moments that I can't help but look at. You know what I mean? And so to me, I see it as a disruption to Black male life in a critical way, and by extension, the Black community as well. Because we're still having these debates. And Ketchy said it well. There's feminism, there's womanism. Those debates didn't come about until you had the seduction of Black women by white feminists into this question of what it meant to be a woman, what it meant to be Black, so on and so forth. But anyway, just wanted to kind of lay that out there.
Can I just clarify? Are you saying that the timing seemed a little too perfect?
I'm saying that it was very much part and parcel to the purpose of it. Now, I think there were multiple purposes. Obviously, women owning property, being able to have credit cards, bank accounts, I have no issue with that. I don't know very many men that will, start cussing people out because women have credit cards today, unless maybe they're married and they're highly in debt.
Pretty much.
Sort of that. But the concept of it, I don't know too many men that are upset about. But but there's a political end to these arguments that has to also be looked at. So we can't just say, well, yeah, women should have the right to vote. Okay, cool. But what are some of these other areas that are being sidestepped, and how have they impacted people?
Right. Well, and I also think that in as much as, excuse me, I think that right now, in as much as it's political, it's also corporate. It's also capitalist. I mean, there's a monetization of the movements as well.
Mm-hmm.
So even if the initial intention was good and pure, right, in the moment, the co-opting of the moment, the opportunism of businesses, corporations, the greed, can just sweep in and.
But he's got to get up in the morning, so I'm gonna go on and say goodnight.
All right.
I gotta get Jody
take
up.
away all of the intention, the original intention of equality or fairness or justice. Because we don't talk a lot about reproductive justice. We talk about reproductive rights, but not about reproductive justice. We don't talk about family justice, like you said, with sons. I mean, there was a little bit of an awareness uptick with Black Lives Matter, a bit, but it's almost like for our sons when it's too late or whatever, that's, police brutality level. So what can we do to insert that sooner? But once again, then that movement itself was also monetized. And so it's like, how do you have a pure movement? And I'm unlike the ladies who have said they grew up with feminism. I grew up in the opposite. It flipped the whole coin over. I grew up with women were second-class citizens, in a very religious, almost cultish mindset of God, man, woman, child, animals. And your greatest aspiration is to be a wife and mother, which I still believe, being a mother is my greatest accomplishment in life. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, some people might look at me and say that I'm what went wrong with feminism. I'm an OnlyFans creator. I am a sex coach in training. I am a former professor. I'm a single mother of 3 boys, 32, 24, and 10 are their ages. And it's like, we can talk about feminism created this terrible situation, or we can also talk about how we adapt and survive, and who is really raking in the money, who's really profiting from these movements. It's usually not any individual or any particular family structure. Mm-hmm. I'm a single mom, but I'm not a broken home. or whatever, you know, like you can have a context, but it doesn't mean that that's like a diagnosis or a problem. I think that, you know, many people are doing the best they can with what they have, and it gets remixed and reshuffled. But yeah, I think corporate greed is up there with the politics of it, as far as usurping those movements, monetizing them, keeping the binary.
You know who that is, don't you?
Who?
That's Rachel Dolezal.
She's still alive?
Yeah. She got her own channel on YouTube.
And the polarity like strong, so people are constantly at war with each other, whether it's gender war, race war, class war, red and blue war.
Yeah, and real quick, I want to read a few super chats, and then I wanted to know from Alan and from Dr. Johnson, and then everybody else as well. Dr. Brewer, you had made that point earlier about being born in it, and Nkechi, even though you said in your household,
we're gonna come back to that. I gotta take care of some business. Some knuckleheads called me out, so I gotta address that shit. But before I do, here's another AI song I made for y'all.
Oh no!
They're
This cannot
always
be
in their
happening.
feeling.
This is terrible. What have we done?
They always
How did this
point and
happen?
shout.
No.
One word and they decide what you're about. They call you every name to save their own face. Then act so shocked when truth won't stay in place.
We cannot stand by and let this happen.
It's a buttered blues, no matter who. It's a buttered blues, no matter who. They're always in their feelings. They always call you fascist. It's a buttered blues, no matter who. They're always blue on blue. Still mad at the view. They always hate on you like that's all they can do. They think they own your vote. They think they know your mind. Then turn around and cry when they get left behind. Oh, they get so loud when the room gets real. One little bruise and the whole thing feels. It's a butter.
We need a better plan than this.
No matter who. It's a butter.
We cannot stand by and let this happen.
No matter who. They're always in their feelings. They always call you fascist. It's a butter blue, no matter who.
All right.
Media, where the first thing out of his mouth was,
give our analysis and then we'll take off.
You gotta pay. Okay. So what? That's
Hey,
what.
you don't play with the mouth. Hey, that's more power to you.
Go too far, you put something in it. So.
Oh well, I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to go there, but
Yeah.
their effort basically to undermine all elections. They still don't have the votes. There's still not support for it in the Senate. I don't see that happening, but it can certainly slow down the appropriations process, the ability to have the D&I doing their job, because Trump is obsessed with it because, again, he's obsessed with undermining free and
For those of you who don't know, this is the butthurt brain fart.
fair elections to make sure that no matter what, he wins.
Congressman Adam Smith, I always appreciate your candor, and we'll look forward to seeing you again. Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
I'm going to get the pot shots in, especially.
Oh yeah. Here Kamala Harris getting pot shots in. Hillary Clinton getting pot shots in because it's midterms. So they're getting their shots in right now.
Oh yeah. Hillary Clinton threw the old man under the bus. I'm like, oh okay.
Talking Bill?
No, Biden.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
She came out and said he had no business running.
Yeah. The thing is, you got to admit it. Everybody knows.
Yeah, he basically in cognitive decline. He had stage 4 cancer. He had no business running, but they try to shove him down on folks anyway.
Is he still alive? That's what I want to know.
Yes. I can't now. Unfortunately, I can't confirm that the turtle's still alive. Mitch McConnell, he's missing.
What's that? But the thing
He's
is, they
been
can't
missing over 15 days.
Yeah, I know.
Something
like that.
I tried to tell him. They wouldn't listen.
Yeah, he did. Now, believe it or not, to Michelle Obama's credit, he came out and admitted, look, we got to be honest with ourselves. People who voted for my husband twice voted for Trump.
Yeah. Oh,
yes, I did.
yeah. Oh yeah. After they did the math, yeah, they have to. Well, now it's time. What is it called? A come to Jesus moment.
Yes.
Yeah. They got to come to Jesus right now.
This time to do it. To their credit, this is the time to do it. We're going to do it. But yeah, she said the people who voted for my husband twice voted for Trump. 3 times. We voted for him 2 times for record.
I bet you Butthurt Bruce not going to clip this segment.
No, they might. They like low. Well, to their credit, they took the dare. They clipped low information.
I double dare them clip this segment. Double dare.
They said it was low information.
So here's
the
deal.
They did a whole segment for me for almost a year, calling my content low information.
You're only scratching the surface of the politic itself, right? It's, did you hear this? Did you hear that? Where's the actual breakdown, critical analysis of what was said in concert to what's actually happening right now? MOT.
Okay, we're in a jacked up war that we're losing, and it's Trump's fault. And the Republicans are probably going to lose in November. Oh, but I didn't get critical analysis. Okay. We're in a jacked up war.
That's about the size of it.
It's Trump's fault. And the Republicans are likely going to lose in November if they don't do anything to fix it. On top of the fact, I've said this for months. If the Republicans don't address health care and housing prices, they're going to lose. And Trump just vetoed the housing bill. So they're likely going to lose. What's so hard about that?
Wait a minute. Didn't they just pass that in the House and the Senate for him to go to and sign? And you said he vetoed it?
Yep.
Oh, his vice president don't stand a snowball's chance in hell of getting elected. He just signed his death warrant. He's just signed his death warrant. Mark my words. Mark, you heard it here on the Colosseum first.
We'll see how this plays out over the summer.
I mean, in a political duopoly, it's either you're running interference for one side or you're running it for the other. If you are
Wait, okay, prove that I'm running interference for the Republican Party. Prove it. Prove it. I want to see this. If you listen to you assholes, prove that I'm running interference for the Republican Party. I just told you, we're in a stupid war. It's Trump's fault. And they're going to probably lose in November. On top of the fact he just vetoed the housing bill. If they don't pass that housing bill, they will definitely lose in November.
obviously are not voting for Dems, then you're doing all the conservatives' work. I mean, I understand A.B. Media's position. He voted for what's going on right now, but he lives in Indiana. But BGS.
No, I voted for Trump because I didn't think a drunk AKA was qualified or fit to be president. And I stand by that statement. I tried to watch an interview with her the other day, and I couldn't get through it because of the word salad.
That part and those parts put together. No bueno came at Harris.
Yes, enjoys everything from the left, but he lives in California, trying to run conservative interference. And they're only talking about.
Wait, BGS trying to run. What? Oh my gosh.
Because there's a woman involved. So I don't get what these people's actual idea is or what the actual standpoint when it comes to progress. Everything is just point at them, look at what they're doing.
At this point, it's clear that they're in their feelings and they're making shit up.
No analysis, no nothing. So I have no idea what they're trying to do.
They're going 11.
Yeah, I have no idea where they're coming from with respect to any type of analysis. They have none.
Okay, we don't give a shit if you don't understand.
Got no analysis from these guys. It's since we've been listening to them, it's ridiculous. I guess their whole thing on not picking a side or doing whatever is I guess how they've kind of.
Well, why should we vote for Democrats this November? Why? We know what their game plan. We already know what their game plan is. As soon as they take the House and probably the Senate, all they're going to do is bitch about Trump for 2 years, not get shit done. All they're going to do is bitch about Trump and make excuses to why they can't get shit done. That's all they're going to do.
Yep.
Why should I look forward to that? Why the hell should I look forward to that?
It's like with this last election with Trump. We did not want Trump to win, but it was the lesser of two evils, and she would have been way worse than Trump. We came to that consensus a long time ago. We knew we was gonna have to bite this bullet, but hey, while we riding this bullet, y'all gonna ride it with us.
Yeah. And I put it this way, Al. We holding our L's for who we voted for. At least we have the balls to hold our L's for who we voted for.
And we saying that we either voted against Biden or we sat out. That was the only two options that was given to us, and we took them.
Kind of hit out, though this AB Media joker, he certainly did.
Yeah, you can go fuck yourself too, you old fool.
Pick, the Trump team or MAGA, and we're still asking what they're getting out of that. But anyway, but nothing.
What will we have got out of voting for a drunk AK who stepped away to the top?
Nothing coming out of there from an.
You think a man like Vladimir Putin or a man like Xi Jinping give a shit about I'm speaking
analysis or anything like that, Mike? So I can't. I really don't fully even understand their strategy.
Let's listen a little bit further to see what they're actually saying.
Yeah, I know y'all listening. I double dare you.
Yeah, it's going to be another low information segment or whatever they call it.
Yeah, thoughts on Vance coming out criticizing this. He's going to have to make some kind of separation from this war if he's going to run for president.
Yeah, pretty much. Yes. Yeah.
He's going to have to differentiate himself. So
now they've started fighting again, and Vance came out and defended America. Whatever.
Some kind of way. It's kind of hard as vice president, though.
Yeah, if anybody can do it, it's Vance.
So let's get this straight, right? You think if he differentiates himself from Trump, that's somehow okay.
Just a war.
Yeah, over just a war. But if Kamala differentiates herself from Biden, she's still not qualified. Keep in mind that
well, that was part of the problem. She didn't differentiate herself from Biden. That's one of the reasons why she lost, dummy.
Only political position that Vance has ever had has been in the Senate.
No.
He was only there for 2 years before he even got into the VP role. So he has very limited experience, even on paper, in governing. Whereas Kamala Harris has at least 20 years of experience in governing.
You mean 20 years of sleeping away? Let me shut up.
So what's the qualifications for being president at this point? Nothing.
Like, share, subscribe, hit the Cash App, support the show, hit the Super Chat, support the show.
Other than being white and male, according to these guys. Because they're not talking about Byron Donalds. They're not talking about John James. They're not talking about Wesley Hunt. They're not talking about Burgess Owens. They're not talking about Michael Steele. They're not talking about any black male conservative who's in opposition to Democrats or left-leaning politics. Everything revolves around this one white man or these two
Really? Okay.
white men. That's it. I don't know if they understand that the GOP is a very tenure-based party, and J.D. Vance is not GOP. He's MAGA. That's where he is right now. He's trapped in MAGA. There's no way he could pivot back to, or even pivot to, the senior leadership of the Republican Party, which includes the Mitch McConnells and the Tom Cottons and the so on and so forth, right? The John Kennedys and so on and so forth. Look at what happened with Massey in Kentucky. Once you deviate from Trump's talking points and initiative, you're pretty much done. So what are we talking about here?
I don't think these guys know what they're really talking about. They're just talking. Once again, when you look at JD,
well, how's the pot going to call the kettle black?
Vance and who's really going to be, and what's going to happen within MAGA. So much of that is going to be determined by Trump, and JD Vance is not the darling of MAGA at this stage.
He may not be. Who cares?
Not the darling of.
Oh, this comes from the group that's trying to throw Kamala Harris back in our face and Gavin Newsom. Okay, bro.
MAGA, he's really not even the darling of the Republicans.
And AOC, good Lord.
At this stage, I mean, he is the Veep, so that puts him in a certain position, but don't have the Donald really pushing this guy. So he's got some real issues there, and everybody pretty much knows that, dude. And many people thinking that he's being, of course, the sandbag, of which many of us believe that is the case. But that's pretty much what we have right now on JD Vance, and I don't think he's going. I don't think he's going too far as of right now.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
But why would the Republican Party get behind JD Vance over, let's say, Marco Rubio?
There's not a lot of incentive to do that at all.
Yeah, because Republicans didn't get behind Mike Pence. Mike Pence, keep in mind, Mike Pence served in Congress. He served as governor. He's been.
Yeah, and if you actually had paid attention to Indiana politics, the Republicans here were trying to get rid of Mike Pence when Trump picked him to be the vice president. There was no way he was going back to that governor's seat. They were trying to get rid of Mike Pence because he's a douchebag.
He's probably been in the GOP longer than both Trump and Vance combined. If you really think about it, they didn't get behind him. So what incentive would Republicans have to get behind Vance?
What's going on?
They don't.
Yo, what up? What's going on?
What's going on? Looking at these knuckleheads.
I wanted to add something because I'm listening.
Yeah.
What they failed to, were they talking about Massey? Massey lost. Massey lost because AIPAC did a hit piece on them. And they backed the candidate that won. That's what they felt. It wasn't Trump. It was AIPAC that did that to Massey. What was that?
Yeah, it was AIPAC.
Yeah. and he was very critical of that country. So AIPAC went after him.
Oh, speaking of AIPAC, you heard what happened in New York, don't you?
All the Democratic Socialists won the primaries.
Yep. That one black lady does seem like a nutcase, but hey.
Well, I mean, the Democratic Socialists, they have history in New York. David Dinkins, was a Democratic Socialist when he won, and also De Blasio. So that's nothing new there in New York City. So,
but going back to what they're saying about Mike Pence, Mike Pence let an AIDS epidemic happen in Indiana. There's his political career is over. And as I said before, the Republicans were trying to get rid of Mike Pence before he got selected to be vice president.
And I think and honestly believe that Mike Pence didn't even have no aspirations of being president, really. So
no, because I agree with that too, because he literally ran on banning all abortion. That's a non-starter, and that's just a non-starter. When I heard he was running on banning abortion everywhere, I was like, yeah, he's gonna lose. He didn't even make it out of primaries.
But you gotta think, AB, the Supreme Court did him a favor on his way out with that pass.
Think about Mike.
Well, he was already out of office when the Supreme Court made that decision.
Pence, Mike, who you just mentioned. Do you even hear about him anywhere, any place?
He's disappeared.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
Right? They magically disappeared this guy from all politics. His career's over. He can't do anything at this point. He ran for president and, couldn't break more than 20% of the ballot, the ballot. So I don't see how JD Vance can win all of the battleground states. I don't see how that's possible.
I don't think he doesn't have the support. But as of right now,
we don't know.
It's going to be
difficult. Zero.
We got two more years. We don't really know.
Zero appeal.
Well, can I say something?
What these people say.
I kind of right now, I kind of agree with them with JD Vance, because one, he's going to be collateral damage.
Yes.
With what they're doing with the military. You saw that they fired another 4-star general, the former head of Delta Force. So General Donahue. And here's the thing, and I don't agree with what they're doing. They're basically going after all the general officers that had any ties to Biden. And with the military is apolitical. So
yeah, Pete doing some questionable shit right now.
And with that, and we're in a war with Iran, and also we're in a shadow war unofficially we're still into the stuff with Ukraine. You're weakening the strength of the United States military by getting rid of a lot of these senior officers. And also with them getting rid of those black generals,
not a good look.
That's not a good look. No.
How many black generals did he get rid of?
He got rid of one, the head of the chaplain corps, the black admiral that was head of Southcom, that was the Caribbean. They denied a bunch of black field officers getting promoted to general rank. A field officer is the rank of major, lieutenant colonel, and colonel.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a lot of black officers that was up for 1-star general and 1-star admiral. And they were blocking them, saying DEI. And that right there, that's just code word. They don't want no black in that type of leadership. And I agree with the Black Brain Trust with that. Like with JD Vance. He right now, currently, at this moment, unless some miracle happens, JD Vance's career is done.
Yeah, unfortunately.
With this shit Pete Hegseth is doing.
Say he has 0 appeal. I mean, he's going to run into the same problem that you just said Pence ran into. He thought he was going to be the heir apparent. He stood on a principle stand, and all that meant absolutely nothing in that primary. Nothing. No one. And look, he's not on the ballot. You got to run by yourself, and you got to go up against the old guard. The old guard is looking to get rid of all of this stuff once this is over. He doesn't have any type of leg to stand on in this type of situation. He's not. They're just going to be able to look, he's with those people. What wouldn't they run?
Well, the problem is the voters aren't feeling the old guard either. So
Yeah,
it's going to be a clusterfuck.
Well, you know what we had talked about on the phone the other day. I think this is going to be the true rise of the third party, and it's going to be anti-APAC. It's going to be candidates that's going to be independent, and they're going to be on the stance of I'm not taking no APAC money. So
Rubio's the best choice. Rubio over Vance? Rubio all day.
Rubio's an actual GOP member of the GOP, not Vance. Yes. I don't like that doesn't make any sense to say that Vance is the only one who has the capabilities. Capabilities of what? I mean, he went on The View and got his hat handed to him by Whoopi Goldberg. Really? Whoopi Goldberg, out of all people, handed you your hat? It just doesn't make any sense. Now, I think his career is over personally. I don't see where he goes after this because he would have to secure the whole Republican Party to get behind him. And I don't see that happening. I don't see old people getting behind a younger guy just because. The only reason they backed him on the ticket is because Trump's on the ticket. But like you said, MOT, once Trump's no longer on the ticket, what would be the incentives to get behind?
None. And here's the other thing. If Trump wasn't on the ticket, it wasn't like Mike Pence was going to knock it out of the park either. Again, he didn't come in second place.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
And another thing that's against Vance if he runs is a lot of these conservative states that are Christian nationalists.
Oh yeah,
they are not feeling JD Vance's wife.
Yeah, Asha Vance.
Yeah, that's Sindhu. They're not feeling that.
I don't see where.
It's going to be an interesting 2028. That's for damn sure.
But they're just bandwagoning right now. But I don't see the point. And I wish they would just make a prediction, just like they just did, so they would play this back in a couple of years. Whenever that doesn't happen, just how wrong that's where we at. So.
And when you really think about it, Vance would have to single-handedly win Ohio, win the blue wall. He would have to win Georgia. I mean, he would have to win almost every single state that Trump had flipped. And I don't.
Okay, he's from Ohio though. Anyway,
I think that's possible.
But here's the thing though. Remember, Al Gore didn't win.
And that's not me. That's not me saying that he would win everything, but I think he could probably at least win Ohio.
Well, Al Gore didn't win Tennessee when he ran against George Bush.
Oh yeah, that is true.
I don't know where they come up with these predictions in this analysis. It's not really based on anything other than
Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, JD Vance by himself. Top of the ticket.
Who's he going to run with? Who's he going to run with?
That's what I'm saying.
A very difficult time, and that's the key thing right there, Mike. Who's going to balance that out? Who's going to get on there with him?
We don't know. It's not 2028 yet.
That can balance that out.
Tulsi Gabbard,
Nikki Haley.
Nikki Haley's not going to take a back seat to JD Vance.
I don't think Nikki Haley can get to the nomination either because nobody's going for wait until 77 to have their retirement to get Medicare. Nobody's going for that.
And also, if they didn't vote for a white woman, remember Nikki Haley's. Nikki Haley is
Nikki. I don't see Nikki Haley. I'm sorry.
She's Indian also. they're not going to vote for an Indian woman.
Oh, of course. No. She
she's
has more of a chance of actually winning the actual nomination more than JD Vance. That's why I'm shocked you didn't say Nikki Haley, because she does have a better chance at winning, even more than Vance at this point.
Okay. Under normal circumstances, they may have been partially right because she did win some. But you got to keep in mind, Nikki Haley, there was, I forget what state it was. I think it was Nevada, where Trump wasn't even on the ballot. Nikki Haley couldn't win that one. Nobody won that primary. So, yeah.
She made it out of Ohio. I'm not Ohio, Iowa.
Yeah.
And Marco Rubio is certainly not going to take a second fiddle to him. That's not going to happen.
No, it doesn't make any sense for them to make this sort of analysis when it's not
Hey,
really based on anything.
AB. Yeah. Put Passport OG's comment up.
Okay. This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on and read that for me. If a Tucker Carlson / Massey / Joe Kent / Candace Owens put something to get yeah. If that happens, that's going to be a problem for the Republican Party.
Well, yeah, and this is why I was talking
that
about.
Is going to be a serious. That is a serious threat to that is a serious problem.
Wait, also look, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and also Democrat. Look, this is the independent party that I was talking about, because all of them, Tucker and them, left the Republican Party because of AIPAC. And if they get Democrats that leave too, that's non-AIPAC, and with this unpopular war, Trump,
the establishment Republicans have no chance.
Well, and what's ironic going on with what Passport OG posted right here on the comment, the bright lining out of this Trump presidency is that we might have a very strong third party that's going to come out.
Yes.
Because of Trump's mishaps with this Iran war.
Yeah. Yeah.
Other than the fact that it's it's this young
Well, they'll probably cry about what we're talking about right now too. So,
snapper white male. That's all it is. And there's this idea that Democrats don't have a response to him, but I would argue that Democrats have a whole bench load of people who could take JD Vance on. Like I just said, he could barely handle Whoopi Goldberg. Like, you really think people are referring back to when we said that Tim Walz versus JD Vance in debate, that Tim Walz would pretty much hold his own against JD Vance. Now, granted, Tim Walz is not a great debater to begin with.
Oh, now you said Tim Walz is not a great debater. Okay. No, hey, Louis, notice now they're saying Tim Walz is not a great debater. That's not what you were saying back then, bro. Stop it.
Tim Walz is more of a he's a guy.
And I think the real question is what would have happened if Biden had stayed in and JD Vance went up against Kamala Harris? I think that's the real question.
Who can actually hold the conversation on his own, but not necessarily debate those points in a way that is off the cuff, so to speak. It's like that. He's good at his own thing, right? That's really why Kamala had picked him up in the first place, was because he can handle his own as a VP. He can handle his own stuff. Very rarely do you hear, Tim Walz putting his foot in his mouth. Whereas with JD Vance, this is the same guy who did not trust Trump before before the pandemic. So the idea that JD Vance is going to secure that same demographic of people that he is distancing himself from does not make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense at all. And the people inside of the MAGA don't trust him. Figure he's going to get in there and move these people out and bring his people in. of which, of course, something that he would do. But
I mean, you got to keep in mind, Brian Kemp is still a fairly young guy. He's still under 60. He could still run too, right? And it's almost guaranteed he's going to run.
Maybe a possibility. I don't know.
And then you take Glenn Youngkin. He's still a fairly young guy too, politically speaking. He's going to run.
Yeah.
I don't see those GOP members getting behind Vance. For what reason? I mean, they bring their own sort of state to the table, and they don't really need Vance to secure, their states. So I don't know where they get these ideas from. But let's listen to listen a little bit more of this.
And Vance is a lot slicker than people think he is.
Yeah, I maintain my position. I don't think the Democrats are ready for Vance.
They probably aren't. But thing is,
no, that's not to say Trump won't fuck it up for him, but
you know what? Because I saw a good.
Well, you can't say I didn't point out Trump will fuck it up for him. So 8
to 12 years of Republican rule, and it within 3 months, Donald Trump fucked it all up. I can't believe this. Just, like Adam Smith was saying, everybody knew ahead of time that this war was actually going to fail. But the thing is, Netanyahu sold him on a decapitation and regime change, just like they did in Venezuela. But no.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the only thing that would go into JD Vance's favor, because who's backing JD Vance is Peter Thiel.
Yeah.
And all those technocrats. If they put their money, and especially, all of them connected with the PayPal mafia and with Elon Musk, if they get that social media propaganda going, that will probably give JD Vance a chance. But
short of that, but what Passport OG mentioned, if that actually happens, that's going to be a problem for the GOP. I see that being a big problem for the GOP.
Nobody, but they don't hear me though.
Yeah, that's not your analysis. That's Adam Smith. That's not your analysis.
Whoa. That's his analysis now?
No. Plagiarism. The term is called plagiarism. He's plagiarizing some.
This coming from the people who literally sound like the establishment Democrats on MSNBC or MSS now, whatever they call it now. Come from those people. Yeah, he's very popular in Georgia. I can see Brian Kemp taking it from JD Vance, but we have to wait and see.
Somebody else's analysis and making it his own. There's no evidence to support that you came up with this before anybody else did in this discussion. There's no evidence to support this.
Not at all. Not at all.
And the idea here is that, Trump is the Joker. No, he's an incompetent fucking president. That's what the fuck he is. Okay?
Worse than Sleepy Joe, falling asleep everywhere, falling down all over the place, bruises all over him. Dude's a freaking hot mess, man.
Yeah, a very incompetent president. An economy that is.
And Joe Biden wasn't a hot mess? Okay, bro.
Is in worse shape than what it was when Biden had it.
No. The economy was in bad shape when Biden had to stop it.
A conflict that he can't win.
Don't talk about Biden starting that proxy war with Russia like that. In a war he can't win.
Material damage to the military industrial complex. His allies, or America's allies, are in shambles in terms of their infrastructure right now. Who knows how long it's going to take Qatar to rebuild those gas fields. Same thing for the UAE and Saudi Arabia. I just don't, Bahrain, Kuwait. This wasn't happening under Biden. Okay? This didn't happen under Biden. You can call Biden Sleepy Joe or whatever you want to call him. This didn't happen under Biden. This happened under the very person that you elected, that you voted for.
Yeah, and I hold that L. But what you're not going to talk about is they would have tried to go to a war with Iran anyway if Biden got back in. But that's something you don't want to talk about, I know.
So let's not pretend that he's the lesser of two evils. If he's the lesser of two evils, how's that working out for you right now?
lesser of two evils. In other words, they're both evil. So we knew evil shit was going to happen, but okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh no, they just say we're low information voters. We don't.
Oh, yeah, we are, man. We love to sit there in our lounge chair and watch paint dry.
Yeah, we don't know what we're talking about. We're not. They were crying about DEI the other day. It was so painful to watch. I was like, holy, I didn't. Even though they actually had my name in their little screen, I was like, I don't feel like covering this. This is not worth my time.
Actually, you not covering it only proves our point that you don't actually cover anything that's going on within your administration that you voted for.
Oh boy.
The discussion around DEI was the fact that Trump himself is throwing people out of the federal government who happen to be black men because they're black men. But you're not covering that. You know what you're covering? Jasmine Crockett. You know what else you're covering? Letitia James. You know what else you're covering?
Blah, blah, blah.
Keisha Lance Bottoms. You know who else you're covering? Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Everything other than what the administration is doing to black people is specifically black men. So all this talk about misandry and black misandry and,
you do know black men only make up like 1% of the DEI hires, right? You do know black people in general only make up about 4% of the DEI hires in general, right? Most of the DEI is actually white women. It's mostly white women losing their jobs, right? I know. I'm using way too much logic right now.
Emotional fatigue and, emotional labor of black men. Miss me with the bullshit. We know that you have become a surrogate for white supremacy at this point.
Really? Look who's talking.
The only reason you're in the black.
Okay, I'm a surrogate for white supremacy. Even though I just bashed Trump for starting a stupid war and saying the Republicans are going to probably lose in 2026. But I'm a surrogate for white supremacy. How does that work?
Black manosphere is because you can't hang in the white manosphere. There is no place for you over there. You have
no shit. I am not trying to hang out in the white manosphere. You literally just pulled that out of your ass. I have never been trying to hang out in the white manosphere. Where did you? I got 43 watching. Like, share, subscribe, hit the Cash App, support the show, hit the Super Chat, support the show. This is some what's that BJ said? This is some bullshit. How am I trying to be a part of what? Where did you get that I am trying to be part of white manosphere? Do you see him going around saying kissing racist ass like Myron Gaines? I am not Myron Gaines. I am not kissing white boys' ass like that. Oh, but I guess you are. But then again, y'all kissing the Democrat Party's ass, so never mind.
Nothing to offer any of these discussions. You add zero value. Outside of memes and sound bites, which is your height of your intelligence, this is the best that you're going to be able to do. So covering our content actually helps you because we're informing you on.
No, it doesn't. Not really.
What you didn't know and what you're not covering. Nicole?
Really? Oh boy.
Wow. You just dropped a flamethrower on them. That was
Oh, I'm on fire. Oh Lordy B. No, not really.
I cannot add any more to that. I would like to, but I can't.
I'm trying to be part of the white manosphere. Okay, prove it. You can't.
And bottom line is, what was just said, and what
prove it. Prove I've been over there sucking up to them like Myron Gaines. I want to see this shit. Go over there to them white supremacists and prove that I've been sucking up to them white boys. Good luck.
These guys actually, represent is exactly that. These are white supremacists in blackface. And they're not going to like hearing that. That's precisely what they are. And those are the positions that...
Okay, prove it. Prove it. In your next little video, prove that I'm trying to suck up to the white supremacists. I want to see this shit. Prove it.
These shine bones support.
Listen, all right, class. When they say shine bones, what they really, who they're really talking about is themselves, really.
MOT.
I mean, but they've never had anything to offer. They can't headline any discussions. I mean, as much stuff as they talk, what do you think would happen if we would be on the panel with them, asking them simple and basic questions about politics? How many times we had to do this with AB Media?
Oh,
the first
wow.
thing out of his mouth was he wanted liberal stuff.
Yeah.
He lives in Indiana. Refused to move 90 miles to the west to the Illinois border, or refused to move 90 miles to the east to the Ohio border when they was doing the Affordable Care Act there.
We have the Affordable Care Act here. It's called HIP, Indiana Healthy Indiana Plan.
Moved to both of those places, purely 95% Republican ran state, but yet he's doing all this anti-democratic stuff, and he voted for the problem that he's now complaining about and pretending that he's winning.
And
no substance.
And
okay.
And doesn't want to admit that the people he voted for actually created these problems.
Wow. Anyway.
As well.
Yes.
So, I mean, his state is one of the worst performing states. I mean, Gary Chambers has covered this. We've covered this. It's been well known statistically that it's one of the worst states for a black person to live in. It's low in education.
North Mississippi. It's referred to as North Mississippi for a reason.
Yeah. Let's finish playing what these guys are talking about.
Well, we talked about DI over a year ago, about what and whys and stuff like that. Why they? I know it's getting close to election time, and that's why I come around. So whoever's paying them is telling them to ramp it up.
Yeah.
So because we're a good year, you guys were nowhere to be found.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. They disappeared off the map.
They disappeared off the map, man. So goddamn, we had to send out
Now they're crying about me. What you do?
A search party for them, and now all of a sudden they popping back up talking shit.
Actually, if I remember correctly, we said you guys got to work with these white supremacists, these white nationalists, MAGA folks for the next 4 years. We said this in 2024, right on Art Newstall's panel. You have to work with these people for the next 4 years. 17-point agenda, 18-point agenda, 19-point agenda, whatever the agenda is, you have to work with these racist people, whether it's Mark Wayne.
Wow, you said that's as if Democrats aren't racist people.
Whether it's Tom Cotton.
Who's working for white supremacy now?
Whether it's Mitch McConnell, whether it's John Kennedy in Louisiana.
And as far as I know, Mitch McConnell's still missing in action. Just saying.
Whether it's what's this other guy? What's the one from Florida? Rick Scott. Was it Rick Scott down there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to work with all these racist people. That's what you voted for. You voted for white nationalism, the lesser of two evils. If the lesser of two evils is white nationalism, you have to work with these people. You shouldn't be worried about what the Black Brain Trust is doing and MOT and whoever.
Whoop-de-doo.
Because at the end of the day, you have to, you've aligned yourself with white nationalism. Spreading the misinformation and disinformation campaign about whether or not the Black Brain Trust is being paid. No, you're being paid.
They're not paying me.
Okay,
and I'm really starting to think you niggas are getting paid because you going kind of hard, bro.
You're being paid because you accept super stickers, you accept super chats, you accept cash apps for all the misinformation you put out here.
It's called being on YouTube. I have enough subscribers to ask for Cash App and Super Chats. That has nothing to do with the Republican Party. Nice try.
No reference.
Having super sticker, that has nothing to do with the Republican Party. Having super stickers, that has to do with Google and YouTube, who lean more to the left.
To any sort of source material that cites any of the information that you're talking about. There's nothing there. Nicole?
Nothing at all, Mike. They're just, and once again, as I always say, they're just out there to shoot from the hip. So that's really all I see from these guys. But at the same time, when you put these guys to the test of, listen, you've got to work with these people. This is what you supported. Ignore that. I didn't necessarily vote for them. You have a few who will say that they will vote for them, but most, I'm middle of the road. I didn't pick a side, and they come in with all that craziness. But yet, they did support these guys. But at the end of the day, when you press them, it's, what did the Democrats do for you? They haven't done anything for you in the last 60 years. Same old BS talking points that have been debunked time and time again.
They haven't done anything for us in the past 60 years. Look at the state of the black community.
Again, but here they are running the same crap. But when you ask them, how come you're not working with these people you supported, they get angry, want to ignore you, and say, you're moving some goalposts or whatever. I don't know what else, but here they are controlling every house, every house and every institution in the land, and these.
Yeah, and I openly said what they need to do to win the election, but if they didn't listen, that's on them. That ain't on me.
These guys want to talk about the Dems because they can't go over there and work with those.
Okay, so basically, what these guys, what these knuckleheads are telling you, here's what these knuckleheads are telling you: if the Republicans lose in 2026, here's what they're telling you.
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
So basically, what they're telling you is it's Jermaine's fault that the Republicans didn't do what they were supposed to do, and now it's still our fault that they lost in 2026. That's what they're trying to tell you guys. And if the Democrats lose in 2026, we'll get blamed for that too. I guarantee it.
Guys, but yet they want to sit there and kiss their butts while they sandbag you simultaneously.
Okay, prove that I'm kissing the Republican Party's ass. Prove it. Prove it. Okay.
Some of the sickest shit I've ever seen. That's why I call these guys white supremacists. I don't want to talk with them. I want to eliminate these guys.
Oh,
you gotta go.
I'm a white supremacist, but y'all are openly trying to get people to vote for the party that was started by a slave owner. Y'all openly trying to get people to vote for the party that started the Ku Klux Klan. Y'all openly trying to get people to vote for the party that played Birth of a Nation in the White House, but I'm the white supremacist. Look in the mirror, you old fool.
But you know what's interesting about this is that, and I'll go to MOT next. All the black male conservatives who are elected to office right now are getting no support from any of these folks, from anybody within the Trump administration. You don't see Steve Bannon and Stephen Miller and none of these guys rubbing elbows with the Byron Donalds, the John James, and the Burgess Owens, Wesley Hunt. None of these guys. None of these black conservatives. These Project 21 folks. Royce White or whatever his name is, all these folks who was out there buck dancing, the actual shills who were buck dancing for Trump in 2024, none of them have a cabinet position right now. None of them are actually working.
If I'm not mistaken, Byron Donalds is running for governor and has President Trump's endorsement. So what are you talking about, Mike?
Or getting any endorsements from the administration. None of them are actually going to have a future after November. What are we talking about here?
But yet these guys want to run off, shill all day on the Republicans, call us shills, but say nothing about what these guys are doing. Talk nothing about. Just talk about the Democrats. That's all they talk about. And
well, maybe it's because the Democrats are trying to act like, because the Democrats act like they own my vote. Maybe that's the reason why I talk shit about them. Now do y'all understand why I play It's the Butthurt Blues, no matter who?
don't talk about how these guys are undercutting your own people in your own community, black men in particular. But yet,
no, cutting down your own people in the community is to blindly vote Democrat and pretend they're doing shit for us.
We're the shills. No, they're the shills. They're the Republican shills. They just don't want to, admit it or get called out for it. These are the shills. These are the shills.
Let's go to
ahead,
Hamilton.
I mean, it's just at the end of the day, it's just a place for people to look political, not be political. All these people live in liberal areas.
Don't talk about your own platform like that.
In conservative states or liberal areas in blue states. I mean, the conversation's over with. I mean, the conversation's over.
Well, it doesn't matter. So, in other words, it doesn't matter where you live. You can live in a liberal state. You can live in a blue state. At the end of the day, their main thought is,
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
That's their main idea.
There's not going to be any representation that look like them in the next election cycle. When it comes to Congress, the conversation is over.
Oh boy.
Over. What are you talking about? Conversation is over. Just like I did, the conversation was over with BGS and the conversation over with AB Media. It's going to be over for anybody who claims to be that side and conservative the next political climate in 2026. It's over.
Okay, that's enough.
I mean,
Letitia James is the Attorney General of New York, and she said something, and people are not happy with her. Letitia.
Oh yeah. You mentioned I talked about Letitia James. I'm not the only one that happy with Letitia James.
Letitia James, in my opinion, should not be weighing in on these congressional races. Letitia James should be doing her job as Attorney General and dealing with the issues that people have confronted her about that she continues to ignore. And I'm going to show you one of those issues that is very pressing. Letitia James is known for fighting back against Donald Trump. Good. But Letitia James is not willing to do what needs to be done for the community that she represents in New York. So when we had mentioned AOC, I want to let you know she just endorsed Letitia James. Again, this is problematic. I'm going to show you why.
New York, you deserve an attorney general who has the courage to fight for you. And that's Letitia James.
But she doesn't fight for them. That's what you're going to find out in just a second.
I've spent my career going after people who thought they were above the law.
And when corporations ripped off.
Yeah, but you didn't go after those people that were going after black people's housing deeds. Oh, but I don't cover real politics around here, right?
Working people.
We made them pay more than $9 billion for the people of this great state.
And when guns flooded our streets and threatened our lives,
we took nearly 10,000 of them off of our streets. And we need leaders in Washington who will stand up for our neighbors. When the director of ICE came after AOC for doing her job, she had one answer.
Bring it on, because no one is going to stop us from defending our rights and our communities. Not Donald Trump, not the lobbyists, not anyone.
That's the AOC I know, a leader who delivers, bringing back millions in federal dollars to our neighborhoods.
Since getting elected, I've secured nearly $50 million for the Bronx and Queens.
We will continue to protect our communities, lower costs, and help working families prosper.
Vote
June 23rd.
When you look at this ad and you compare it to the Zoran ad that was with those candidates on the basketball court, this ad seems and feels fake.
Yep.
Because they're not telling you the truth about what Letitia James has been doing. And when we get to this other part, I want to show you, right? So AOC endorsed.
Oh, but I hate black women so much. But this is a black woman telling you about Letitia James. Oops.
Remember, she has this thing where she was only going to support and back the incumbents. This is who she's supporting and backing right now. Now, Track APAC has been following her very closely here. Let's remember, Letitia James was the one that stood on stage during the pro-Israel parade right next to war criminals that she claimed she didn't know was war criminals. She's the attorney general. Guys, the attorney general is the top cop of the state. If people didn't come after her for this, I honestly don't think she would have made that type of apology, to be honest with you. She stood right there shoulder to shoulder next to these war criminals that have killed children. Rah, rah, rah for Israel, she says. Letitia, that one. So I found it interesting that she had the audacity, make sure I'm going to the right one here, to come after the people that Zoran put in. Look at what she said here. New York Attorney General Letitia James criticized NYC Mayor Zoran and some of his endorsed candidates in New York City's Democratic primaries, telling CNN that some of those candidates don't understand the communities they want to represent and are disconnected from the history and the struggles of many NYC districts. This is laughable coming from her when we talk about the struggles and the history. She goes on to say, also, Democratic leaders are disappointed in Zoran, adding, all of us are a little frustrated with the Democratic Party, but you don't blow it up. That's what MAGA has done. But wasn't that the mission of Justice Democrats? Wasn't the mission a hostile takeover of the Democratic Party? So apparently, no, you are supposed to come in and just blow it up.
Well,
that's what you're really supposed to do. And Zoran, you know, he's been kind of tepid with it. Like, he didn't go in there and just drop like a massive boom, like bomb. He's been, you know, taking like little steps here and there. But she really has no room to talk. Letitia James, this woman right here, again, really great at fighting back against Donald Trump. But what has she done for New Yorkers? I want you to know, because it's not just what AOC said in that ad. So let me show you. This is part of the problem here with Letitia. New York City has a problem with deed theft. And I just want you to hear what the Coalition Against Deed Theft.
You talk about black people losing their jobs, Mike V. Black people are losing their houses in New York because of deed theft, and Letitia James ain't doing shit about it. And I did cover this, but you want to talk about I don't cover what's really going on. Like, share, subscribe, hit the Cash App, support the show, hit the Super Chat, support the show.
Told me, and how Letitia James is a big part of the problem.
Yeah, and look at these sisters talking about it.
Deed theft is when people, particularly in New York City, they have been stealing elders' homes, mainly black elders' homes. It reminds me of the 2008 housing crisis, when people thought they were signing papers, elderly people thought they were signing papers that were going to help them along the way with their mortgage, but it was actually people stealing their homes.
Oh, I have no critical analysis, but y'all don't have shit to say about this. And I dare you niggas to cover this.
Banks took their homes. Similar process happening in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
What has Letitia James done about it? Listen to this. How is this not illegal? Like, how is this allowed to happen?
This is the question that we have, Sabi, and it is extremely illegal. But in New York, we are having a huge, huge problem. And
how come you're not talking about this, you old fool from New York? You got a lot of shit talking to say. You got a lot of stuff to say about me. How come we're not talking about this in your own state, you old fool?
And this is why we call this, there's a crime syndicate. Am I saying that right, Evangeline? It's a crime syndicate. Like, it can't just be one person doing this. This is so multi-layered. We're talking about the courts are involved. NYPD is involved. The sheriff's department is involved. So many people are involved in order for this to work.
Notice that she mentioned the NYPD. You have police officers that are involved. This is where the attorney general should be stepping in.
We have a man named Sanford Soley. He's just one of many bad actors. He was an attorney, since been disbarred. He stole over, get this, Sabby, he stole over, well over 100 homes from Black and brown people in Brooklyn and Queens. And it was the Queens DA's office that brought charges against him, forcing the Brooklyn DA to file charges against him. With all these homes that he stole, found guilty, was sentenced to only 2 to 6.
Oh, but according to the Black butthurt brain fart, I'm a white supremacist covering this, right? I'm somehow a white supremacist covering how Letitia James need to actually do her job and help Black people, right? I'm such a white supremacist for that, right? I hate Black women so much, which is why I'm allowing, while I'm talking about these sisters talking about what they went through in New York City, right?
6 years in jail by a corrupt judge named Danny K. Chung. I can't understand how somebody steals this amount of money, right? Because it's now grand larceny. You stole over $100,000, well over that. And you only got 2 to 6 years in jail. And get this, he's out on bail. And when he did serve the 2 months in jail that he did serve, he was in PC, protective custody. If that's not a slap in our face, I don't know what else is. So it is completely illegal. It is happening in broad daylight. I say we're being robbed, not at gunpoint, but by people in black robes, the judges who are doing this to us.
The judges are robbing. Again.
And when I say us, I'm talking about the Black and brown people. Yes, I'm sure this is happening to other people, but right now, my primary concern as a victim of theft is the Black people who are suffering from this. The generational loss, the generational wealth that's being extracted from our community, the harm, the displacement, the homelessness, the hopelessness, all of that's happening to people that look like me. It hurts. It's wrong. We're calling for, and we need to call for, a federal investigation because we're not getting help from anybody at this level that should be helping us. And when I'm talking about people like the AG, Letitia James, and Stephanie Zimmerman, who are very unhappy with me right now because they were at a meeting. Talk about it, Evangeline, what happens on Sunday.
So I want to show you what Evangeline said about Letitia James. See, these are the things people don't tell you. AOC out there, supporting her. They're not telling you what she's doing. Listen to this.
Letitia James is quite complicit in this operation. And the reason why we say that is that between 2023 and 2026, the Attorney General now has well over 1,000 cases that are in her office. She has, as of last year, only looked into 2. And one of those cases is a person named Joseph McConaughey, who was indicted by her office on more than one occasion. They have failed to be able to prosecute him to this point, and we're concerned at the level of care that they are putting into these cases, because when you go and look at who they hired, a wealth management attorney against Trump's machine, who's representing Joseph McConaughey, we're concerned. We're calling for the Attorney General to do her job. It is not okay to fight Trump, but abandon your own state.
Well, and that's one of the reasons I'm not looking forward to Democrats getting back in office, because based on their track record, I know all they're going to do is bitch about Trump for another 2 years and not get shit done and make excuses like they normally do, make excuses on to why they can't pass shit, even if it's bipartisan. So
say it again. So a lot of people, they know Letitia James as this, fighter against like Donald Trump, but she not fighting back against corruption and power. Otherwise, people wouldn't be losing their homes. This is absolutely insane. And people just walk around and pretend like this is not even a thing. One of the things that they told me is that before Zoran became mayor of New York City, this was not even being pushed to the forefront the way it is now. They said that Zoran is the only mayor, and remember, Eric Adams could have done this. Zoran is the only mayor that said we are opening an office to investigate the deed theft. He was the only one that said, no, we're going to do this and focus on this and get this done. Eric Adams was mayor, didn't do it. See, all skin folk aren't kinfolk.
Yep. And all skin folk that call you a white supremacist aren't kinfolk either.
Eric Adams is black. Eric Adams didn't care about black people getting their homes stolen and taken away. Letitia don't care about them getting their homes stolen and taken away. They're looking out for themselves and putting money in their own pockets. Anybody else could have done this and didn't do it. So just because someone is fighting back hard against Donald Trump, that doesn't mean that they're not participating in corruption of their own or allowing corruption to slide. She's the attorney general. She's not a beat street cop.
And effectively black people. And so she's become a cause celeb because of her going after Donald Trump. But somebody somewhere needs to investigate why she has failed to do and to prosecute at the highest level. She's the top cop in New York State. It gets no higher than her. If she doesn't do something, effectively other agencies and other bodies can sort of stand down. And so as people are actively reporting, there are no investigations. And so we're calling for something to be done about the attorney general.
So that's the other part you need to know about Letitia James. It is what it is. And Democrats need to call her out about it. And a lot of people don't. Some of them know about it. Some of them don't know about it. But some of them that know about it don't say it.
I guarantee you the butthurt brain farts are not going to call Letitia James out on this bullshit.
Anything about it. You get me? They just look the other way. So when Letitia James...
And watch, if they do a segment on this, they will look the other way.
Comes after Zoran and says, you have to understand, it's not just about those candidates winning. It's about him opening that office to investigate the deed theft, because that's something she's supposed to do. And now she's being pushed to do her damn job. You need to know that. I think something here that Yvette Carnell said was really good, like spot on. So of course, Donna Brazell and her cheating ass, of course, she came in and said she totally agrees with Letitia James. You giving out any more debate questions, Donna?
Oops.
You still giving out debate questions to people behind the scenes? Corruption. I don't understand why this woman still gets brought on to interviews. So I'm going to show you what Yvette Carnell said. She said, none of that matters. Zoran is proving himself to be the kind of kingmaker that the ADOS community actually deserved. She's talking about American descendants of slavery. Instead, we got y'all black boule cowards. Remember when they had you chasing that chicken, Donna? It's sad, honestly, how the ADOS political class squandered so many opportunities.
Don't talk about the black
spanning decades. Y'all left the field.
Wait, don't talk about the butthurt brain fart like that.
Wide open for someone like Zoran. This is an interesting point. Interesting point. So people just have to, guys, like when you see people, like you just got to tell people this is not just about those candidates winning. That's not the only reason that she's calling him out. She's calling him out because he's making her do her fucking job.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ding, ding, ding.
Pretty much. Well, looks like nobody else wants to come up, so I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. I've been on for about 3 hours. I'd like to thank everybody that came through. This is AB Media 83. And I'm out. Peace. If you want to watch the rest of that video with Jeff and Dr. T, the link to that video is in the description. Yo, this is AB Media 83. To support the channel, hit the Cash App. Also, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the video. Also, be sure to hit that bell notification so you can be notified the next time I upload a live stream, video, or short. And always remember, guard your image, guard your peace, keep it moving. This is AB Media 83, and I'm out. Peace.